name and he appears.
This is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Greetings and welcome to Winning Tonight. How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Thank you guys for tuning in. With me this evening is Shelly, the co-host, talking trash and truths. How you doing, Shelly?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Let's turn on these lights. There we go. All right. Oh, let's start by thanking all those awesome people out there in the winner's circle who make it happen on a monthly basis. Thank you guys so much for being part of the solution. And a big thanks to Shelly Wolfram and Ronnie Jams for supporting us over on Rumble as well. We are broadcasting live tonight on Rumble, YouTube, and X, and away we go.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
It is Saturday night. And we haven't done one of these in, I don't know, a couple. Did I do one last week? I can't remember. Maybe. I may have done one last week.
No, we did Elimination Chamber last week.
That's right. That's right. There was that.
Yes, there was.
All right.
I don't think you did one the week before either. It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's turning into not quite an every weekend thing. But what it will turn into is when we do it, Shelly's gonna be my co-host from now on. She doesn't know that yet. I just told her.
Okay.
Maybe that'll liven it up a little bit. But since we're not doing Sundays, we'll do Saturdays. How about that?
That'll work.
All right. Sounds good to me. Let's say hello to these awesome people, these VIPs in the front row. Heidi, thank you for holding it down on the Rumble side. How are you doing this evening? Heidi, how you doing? Welcome, my friend. How you doing? Thank you for dropping these links. Remember, guys, when you're here, always listen to the wolf. He knows what he's talking about. He wipes his paws. He loops in and he howls. And that's how you know the Alpha Mod is in the house. Yes, indeed. We got MJ. MJ, what's going on? How you doing, MJ? Good to see you. Good to see you. We got an Angry Conservative. How's it going, Angry Conservative? Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a great weekend. And we got Jacob Castro. Jacob Castro, how's it going? Jacob, what's going on, my man? Hope you are living well. All right. We are off and rolling tonight. We'll have some good news. We'll have some cool things. We'll have some funny videos. And we'll have a lot of conversation. And there's Shinagram. Hello, Shinagram. How you doing?
Hi, Shenny.
Let's just talk about things and stuff.
Hi to everybody, by the way. Sorry about that.
There you go.
I was doing the promos. I get a little lost. I don't multitask well. Alrighty. Hi, everybody. Glad you're all here. All right. All yours. I'll be quick.
You're good. You're good. Oh, yeah. So this week, kind of a low key week, I guess, a little bit of a low key week, huh?
Yeah.
Nice to have
I mean,
time.
there were no major upheavals.
A lot of conceding from the establishment and their useful idiots. That's just normal. Blue Lantern, how's it going? Good to see you. A lot of
There's
that.
nothing new. I mean, it was the president's speech, which was amazing, and then them trying to backpedal through all of it and try to spin it so that they didn't look like the idiots that they look like.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the whole news cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And as Doge rolls on, they're losing their ability to fund their chaos and to rally and get out their useful idiots. So everything's winding down a little bit on their end. And I did hear an interesting take on that this really could impact their ability to for shenanigans in the midterms as well. as we start to take away their devious dark money funding apparatuses, they will inevitably not be able to do it. They're not gonna come out of their own pockets, that's for sure.
Right. I mean, the midterm elections are quite a ways off, but we just got to hope that they keep up the momentum of the stupid stuff that they're doing,
Oh
because
yeah.
that's all we got to do is just keep building the ammunition pile. Just keep remembering, keep reminding people this is the stuff they do.
Yep.
And now they know what we felt like for the last 4 years.
Well,
Just
yeah.
watching things happen and having no voice, but you're like, oh, what? Because that's what happened when their funding got taken away. They got reduced to, our reach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
because we're legit and they aren't. That's the whole thing.
mhm.
But also, they've been reduced to basically making really bad memes about JD Vance. I mean, they're not even funny. It's just like, tell me you don't have shit without telling me you don't have shit.
And that's what I love about this administration. Every time they throw mud this way, we lean into it. DJ Vids just leaned into it. He was like, oh my God, these are funny. Make more. Like, cry harder. Go ahead. Like, it don't bother me.
Mhm.
Give me your works. Somebody needs to make a video of him with that, what was that? Sheena Easton, hit me with your best shot.
Right.
That'd be great.
Then the
That's
other
the
end,
spirit.
on the other end of it, they're showing their inability to control their emotions and to break the law, and their ability to break the law by attacking Tesla dealerships, which is just ridiculous.
Right? Oh my God.
He's got insurance, dumbasses.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. The things that they
Oh,
do.
gamer, what's up?
It's so typical of them. Like, oh, well, we're going to combat like climate change by throwing oil on priceless paintings and destroying um irreplaceable artifacts. Like, oh yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. Those two things are correlated. Just like, oh, let's attack Tesla and make them more money because that's just free publicity.
What's up,
Sheena
Judge? How you
Easton,
doing?
thank you, Maddie.
Mhm.
Maddie's so good. That's what I thought.
Why are they mad that unelected official is firing other unelected officials? Right? Well, because they live in inversion world. They don't. They're hypocrites. They don't think they've ever done anything wrong. They are the party of hypocrisy. And more of like you say, a faction than a party. I don't think that they
That's what I said.
were ever a legitimate party. I don't think they ever were. I mean, they were the party of the Klan. What do you want? Right? The whole scam about everybody switch sides, switch parties. People actually buy that. And it's like, please, man.
Please.
Never happened. Never will.
No, they'll never do it. I as much as I hate to see them act the way they've been acting because it hurts other people, like I'm glad that they're showing how soulless and heartless they truly are and where their
Oh yeah.
allegiances lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they're all
And
about Ukraine and their whole money, washing machine, keep going. But they don't care about the kids in this nation. They don't care about the, up and coming young adults in this nation. When we have things to celebrate legitimately and they won't take part in it, that shows exactly who they are.
mm-hmm.
They haven't learned yet. Don't hit the areas where the kids are. People get upset. Like you could get away with a lot of stuff, but the kids, no, don't disrespect them. Don't abuse to humiliate them like that by not clapping. That's what nobody's addressing. They're like, oh, it's heartless. It's humiliating. You're literally telling these kids in their face on national TV, on global TV, actually, that you don't give a shit and they mean nothing. They aren't
Mm-hmm.
important enough for you to get off your ass and clap. That's what you're telling, and it's humiliating for those kids because it's horrible when you remember doing pageants and you had to do talent shows and stuff in school. If somebody didn't clap, if a whole section didn't clap, you'd notice. And you'd feel horrible. You would never want to do it again. Why would they want to achieve anything further if they're just going to be demeaned for it? It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Breaks my heart.
Suzanne, hello. How you
That's my
doing,
rant. I'm
Suzanne?
sorry.
That's them
Hi,
though.
Susie.
That's what they do.
Susie, Heidi, Wolfie, Snipperoonie, Shenny. Who else is here? Cool Gamer.
Snipe here? I did not say hello.
Yeah, Snipperoonie's here. Judge
I'm not going to call him
Maddie.
Snipperoonie, but we'll call him Snipe. There he is.
Snipperoonie's my nickname for him.
Yep. You can do that. There we go. Way up there. Sorry I missed you, bud. There you go. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
And if I
Good to
miss
see ya.
anybody, I hate when I miss people.
Yeah, and there's this Bernie Sanders held a Marxist indoctrination rally today for
God.
4,000 useful idiots, and everybody's like, "Wow, this is awesome!" And his new thing is something about oligarchy. Say no.
Oh yeah, we're turning into an oligarch.
Says the communists. It's like
Mhm.
that's the way they do it, man. Someone's like, "This is the way forward. This is the way it's going to be done." I was like, actually, lying in Marxism is the way backwards. So if you really want to move forward, you could be getting away from that a communist puppet right there.
There should be a rule that none of these politicians are allowed to use words they can't spell or define. Because they'd never say another word. The ghettoification of the speech patterns that they're taking is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like the lowest educated people are looking at them going, "We don't like how you sound. Like, stop talking like that." They didn't elect you to be up there talking like that and using curse words all the time. You were supposed to be professional, and get things done. Nobody's gonna take you seriously up there calling everybody a MFer and whatever. Like, stop calling somebody Putin's hoe. Really? Coming out of your mouth? I mean, if anybody's gonna know what a hoe is, maybe.
Yeah, they love war. They love to see people die. Here, Wolfram says, we have been under an oligarchy. We have been an oligarchy under the Dems. Yeah, I know, but they will never admit that. They can't understand that that's the case because they think that that's them. They're under the illusion that somehow that was them. Like they somehow had a say and they were part of it. They weren't just useful idiots. They don't understand what a useful idiot is. That's why they're useful idiots. Enya Myers, what's up? I'm supposed to say it right. Enya Myers, not Myers. Myers.
I got on him the other day for that. I was like, while we're on the subject of names, I was like, "You ever gonna say her name right?" He was like, "Yeah." I think he does it to aggravate me usually, because you see how he like massacres Italian names. He does it on purpose. And it's funny because he knows I'm going to sit here going, or I'm in his ear correcting him. He just won't acknowledge it. It's like, anything to aggravate. Keep pushing those buttons, Win. That's all right. All right. I do is win, no matter what.
So, before we jump into any of the segments tonight, we're going to take some time and just chat with the crowd. You guys chat with us too. Ask us questions or whatever. Tell us what's going on, what you want to talk about, and let's just do that. Let's do that. How about that? Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I zoned out. What did you say?
What?
I was reading chat. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
What?
I just agreed to it. That's trust, people. When he's like, "Is that all right?" I'm like, "Yeah." What? Okay. I'm sorry. Anya caught my eye with her texts because of you did the thing with the name, and she's just saying that her son-in-law's name is Mike Hunt, and my son-in-law's name is Hunter. Well, Michael Hunter, so his name is Mike Hunt. I'm not saying them together. I put a pause in between them because I'm well aware of that name. We actually have one of those on here. He goes to Mr. Malloy's all the time.
Is he still around?
Yeah, he's still around.
Cool.
Nice. I'm sorry. I missed what you said. What did I agree to? Now that I've agreed to it?
Oh, everything. Thank you for the super chat. Hard member, $2. Good evening. Saturday Fun Machine. What's up? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, way to kick off the evening right by setting a great example for everyone to follow.
Very
All
nice.
right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. All right. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. We got a nice seat for you right here. Let's see. Hey. Everybody's saying hello, hello. We're just getting started here. We're just getting started. Yeah.
You're really not going to tell me what I agreed to.
Oh, I forgot by now. We can't really hold you to it, so there you go.
Oh, sure you can.
Someone rewind and and let Shelly know. Yeah, too.
I thought Suzanne was telling me what I agreed to, laying in bed eating ice cream. I was like, I'll agree to that. Life doesn't get much better. That's awesome. Oh, God. Well, whatever it is, I'm sure I won't live to regret most of the things I've agreed to while not listening. So it's fine. It doesn't happen that often, guys, but when it does, take advantage of it. Trust me, it's hilarious, whatever happens. It is what it is. Only if it's after. Ooh. I know where Judge Maddie's mind is.
No,
He literally said, let's chat with the crowd.
Maple walnuts, her favorite.
Oh,
Now we've learned something new tonight about Suzanne. Though I'm not surprised, being Canadian, that she loves her maple flavored ice cream.
she's my favorite Canucky.
Only slightly stereotypical. Only slightly.
Well, I'm trying to think. My favorite is
At least she didn't say
both
tracks.
on or cherry vanilla. Neither one are very Jersey.
Mm.
Jersey's more of a rocky road kind of place.
Rocky. Is it? The road's rocky there.
God, potholes galore. You'll lose your whole chassis just riding along. Just that's it. Just a shell of a car and some tires. No axles. Hey, it made the gas station a very thriving business.
I bet.
So, oh yeah. We have sinkholes. We had a sinkhole open up by the river. The guy was driving across it, and like a 40-foot sinkhole went right down into the river. Boop. The whole road. The whole thing. I was like, all right. Just move along with your day. That's a typical Hoboken thing. It was really good. I'm glad you guys are amused. I miss the banter back and forth on panels sometimes. Judge Maddie. Oh, Suzanne, ice cream's all you got these days? Girl, you got more than me. Shit. Like, you like the movie Garden State? Oh, no, you like in the movie Garden State. I didn't watch that movie because I tend to not watch movies that are about Jersey that have people like Natalie Portman in them and stuff. Like, no, that's all right. Because she's so not Jersey. She's she's really not. I've been watching like a lot of the older wrestling stuff since Winning disappeared. He's been showing me like wrestling stuff from days gone by, and we were watching like the Attitude Era, like some bouts from then. And I'm looking at these girls that were working on this thing, and they're the eye candy, whatever. And I'm picking, she's from Jersey, she's from Jersey, she's from Jersey. Like all the wrestlers are from Georgia, and all the freaking girls are from either New York or Jersey. I was like, yeah, that fits because you need the big hair, you need the attitude, you need that aggressive kind of stance. So they were perfect. But I was like, wow, I was having flashbacks. And I was talking to Winnie and I was like, all right, so this bout went on. Da-da-da. I was like, this had to be in the 80s. He goes, no, it's 1983. I said, oh my God. I was like, that means this is like what? They're like 32 years old? And he was like, No. I was like, yeah, this was done 32 years ago. He was like, yeah, you didn't need to say that. Because for him, it was kind of a fresh memory. So to be like, what do you mean this is 32 years? No, it's not, bro. Like the 90s were 30 years ago. I mean, they were 25 years ago, but like my daughter is going to be 30 in June. The hell? When did that happen? You need to be over 5 feet tall. I mean, I am over 5 feet. I'm barely over 5 feet, but I'm over 5 feet tall. I'm tall compared to the other women in my family. That's saying something since I top out at 5'3". And my grandmother was only like 5 feet tall. And the older she got, the shorter she got. I think when she died, she was like 4'11" or 4'10". She was really tiny, really tiny. Being short has its perks, except I can't reach anything. Last night, I really, really wanted the box of wheat thins to have with some cheese, and nobody else was awake, and I couldn't reach it on the top shelf. I tried with the spatula. I tried with the like to stab it with the knife. Nothing worked. So I was like, oh, I didn't have it. But this morning I was like, Connor, I need you to like take everything on that shelf and move it down. And he was like, why? I said, because I can't reach any of it. Step stools help, except we don't have any. We don't have any because then my mother tries to use them and she falls. We had tons of step stools, but her husband decided, nope, since she won't stay off them, he took all the step stools out of the house and put them in the garage, which is not attached to the house. So they're all out there. And just because my mother is stunad and stubborn, she's a capatos at the kid. Steppa with the 90s or 30 years ago. So there's not enough drugs for that kind of depression. Bro, I'm watching stuff and I'm like, wow, this is really old. Oh, this was the year after I was born. Okay. Like I say, oh yeah, I don't feel that old, right? I don't feel that old. But yet I'm like, oh my God, I'm 50. That's a half a century. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. I lived like 100 years worth of life in those 50 years, but I don't think of the 90s as being that far away. I mean, the fact that all the music that I love is on classic rock stations is enough to make me want to commit Harry Carey. But it's, it's like, what do you mean Poison is classic rock? No, it's not. Like, it wasn't even good rock at the time. Like, oh, now it's classic rock? Um, Suzanne said my step stool is Harlem. He can touch the ceiling so he can grab everything down. Yeah, but I have that too, but everybody was asleep. Me, Katie, and my mother, we just stand there and stare at things like we're going to eventually telepathically just levitate them to us because we can't reach anything. And the two dudes in the house, on purpose, because they think it's funny, put everything we need on top of the refrigerator, on top of the cabinet, not just the top shelf, on top of the cabinet. And then when we say, I need your help, of course you did, because they want to be needed. I'm like, I could find things for you to do if you need to be needed. There you are.
Yeah, I heard a noise. I had to go check it out.
That's no problem.
It was so Snips was in the kitchen, my cat.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sir Frank Otter, what's up? How you doing? And making a noise like I'd never heard before. First I thought it was a kid, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I so I went in there and I saw a cat like up in the window, like pretty high, and the cat looked just like Snips, like just like, except for had it had a full tail.
Uh-huh.
And she was not liking it. Her tail was it's snipped, it's not snipped close.
Yeah.
It's like maybe the last inch of it or 2 inches of it are off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's got a short tail, like a little bit longer than a bobcat tail. And that sucker was puffed out like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it was like,
Bristle brush. There you go.
yeah. And she was not happy that cat was annoying her. But I went outside and looked at the cat. I was like, wow, that cat looks just like Snips, like, but bigger, like longer, but not thicker, longer and
Mhm.
skinnier, but with a long tail, same kind of ring tail, everything. And I'm pretty sure I saw a collar on it. So it must be someone's cat or it made its way over, which
Came over to
means it
have a
probably,
visit.
yeah. But I think I saw a pink collar on that cat. So if it's a female cat, then Snips um is probably not gonna want her
Be
to.
receptive.
Yeah, that's her yard right there.
Oh yeah.
But I hope that cat's careful. I don't know where it came from or how it got in our backyard because we're away from some things. But I hope it's careful because there's definitely coyotes down in the ravine.
Enya has it right. She says Snips is like, who the fuck invited this full tail bitch up in here? How
Yeah,
dare you come show my daddy your full tail? How dare you?
yeah. You can tell. You know how you're just used to your sounds in your house and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You can tell when something's off. Like there was
Hmm.
an off noise. I was just like, that is not. I never heard a cat, or I thought he was messing around, making noises and stuff. And then he's over in his chair. I'm like, what? What's in there? He's like, yeah, I heard that too. I don't know what it is. You didn't move and didn't go check it out. You don't want to go. Yeah, that's odd. I'm going to sit here and keep doing what I do. All right.
I smell smoke. I wonder where it's coming from.
Hmm,
Let me keep
that's
playing my
odd. I don't usually smell smoke and see it everywhere. Okay. I guess it'll go away.
Somebody will figure it out. It's fine.
I won't let anybody know, but
I mean, but
seem to take care of themselves.
it's not just your kids. I mean, mine do the same thing. They're like, yeah, I thought that was weird. You couldn't say something? I mean, it could have been an emergency. They're like, oh,
You weren't even
figured you
curious?
figure it out eventually. Oh, okay.
I thought something fell on one of the cats or something. Like it was
Aw.
trapped underneath. It sounded like it was like trapped underneath something. But that was I've known Snips a long time. I've never heard that sound come out of her ever.
Oh my goodness. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
But
excitement
that's the
everywhere.
difference. That's the difference between them and us. They're very like, oh, things happen, whatever. We're like, oh, what's that noise? Where's that fire engine going? Where's that cop car going? Like, we want to know.
Mhm.
We're much more curious than they are. They're just like, meh.
Right? I had
The
no idea.
siren goes off here, and I'm like, I have the app on my phone so I could find out what's going on. And Connor was like, he goes, why do you listen to that every time the siren goes off? I said, because I want to know if it's local, if it's like right outside town, what's going on. Is it an accident, a fire? He was like, why do you care? I was like, I just want to know. Like, he doesn't understand that. I just want to know. That's my only reason. I'm nosy. Leave me alone. I want to know what's going on.
Mm.
Oh my,
Yeah, you never know. Might finally it might be alien disclosure. Wow.
you never know. I mean, we are from Jersey. The drones, they're real. It's a real issue. And
Mm.
somebody asked me about the smoke from Long Island. I'm not in Jersey anymore. I'm in Pennsylvania, so it ain't reaching me. I'm also 1,700 feet above sea level, so that smoke isn't bothering me at all. I'm 5 hours away now. They could keep it. I had a deal before I moved. What was it? It was that Canadian smoke. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Like it
yeah.
reached all. I mean, everything was covered. It was horrible from the Canadian wildfires. Honestly, I never thought I'd live through something like that to see something like that. I was
Mhm.
like, that's new. I was like, that's very new. Because I mean, we were far away. How much do I pay for an 8-pound beef boneless? Um, 8 pounds is probably around $40 if it's good beef. It's about $5 a pound for that cut for the roast. Uh, Too much? Yeah, I know. I do pay too much for beef,
What are you
but I don't
talking
like
about?
getting like the regular beef.
You have to put them up on screen so people know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Anyway,
That.
nothing, nothing. You run yours different than I run mine. You do the same thing on mine. I just talk to my chat and you pull it up, and I'm like, okay, what?
Okay.
Oh, adaptation. I got to remember where I'm at.
Yes.
But yeah, no, we do pay way too much for beef. But because of this one, I don't buy like the cheap beef anymore. I try to get the grass fed because it just tastes better. It really does. But for like a brisket or whatever, I tend to be more lenient only because I'm gonna tenderize the crap out of it. But yeah, no, I definitely I definitely lean toward the grass fed now because it just tastes really, really good and it cooks well. It stores for longer too. Anyway,
There you go. There's beef tips with Shelly.
that is
Anybody have any
not
other
a title
meat?
I want you to ever repeat.
Anybody else have any questions about meat you want to ask Shelly about?
Followed by that one. No, that's going to replace number one. Don't ever say that again. Please. I beg you. I beg you, because that's a sound clip I didn't need. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. Figures. Anybody have any more beef questions for Shelly? That's not meat questions for Shelly. That was your exact word.
Meat tips.
Ah, meat tips.
Oh, come on now.
Nope.
She's-
They said you're on your own. You're on your own. Just a tip. Lord. Libby. Hi, honey.
Hey, Levy, how you doing?
Castor's like, fight, fight, fight. Yep. He's got popcorn. Oh, Lord. Whatever. Listen, if you all have girls, that's a question for the girls only. If you need meat tips, then the girls can DM me, not the boys. And if the girls DM me, well, that's your own damn fault. Yeah, well, 10 pounds of ground beef, 4 pork chops, 17-pound, not 17-pound, a 7-pound roast, and 2 sandwich shakes, $200. God, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot. Well, 10 pounds of ground beef, roughly $20 for 3 pounds. So that's what, $70 worth of beef right there. That's a lot, though. What is Canadian? What does that convert to in American?
When is your big
Money?
reveal?
You need to stop. You know what my revelation is? I can't say it because it's not my channel. That'll be my revelation. My revelation is YouTube is not for me. That's my revelation. There you go. Happy? Maybe a little meatball. In ya. Meatballs and hot sausage. You always got to include the hot sausage. It
Party
don't
at
taste.
Levy's. Party at Levy's.
No, I love his wife. What are you kidding me?
Party at Levy's house.
Susan. There you go. She's gonna poach her neighbor's cows. Has anybody ever? Did you ever tip a cow?
No.
You never tipped a cow ever? Even I tipped a cow.
The animal
It
abuse.
was not easy. I can tell you that. It was not easy, and I felt terrible. Uh, You really never tipped a cow. Why not? Did you ever get the opportunity?
I guess so.
He has no clue what I just said.
Never had the opportunity to tip a cow.
There you go.
I think we were about to, and then we just didn't do it because there were some cow fields up in College Town. And there was plenty of beer.
Oh yeah, I was not sober for the event. I can tell you that. I would have never tried that sober. But we did it. It was funny.
Mhm.
We weren't dumb enough to go for those big heifers or bulls. Yeah, no, that was at the club more than it was in the fields. Ah, do. But what does it say? But we would claim that that's what we were doing. We were caught getting shrooms. Nice. Why, do you have a lot of shrooms growing in cow patties? I guess you probably would, wouldn't you?
Mhm.
I
So it
don't know
may
how.
seem,
Go ahead.
yeah, that's where they grow. Because it's under the cow manure.
Oh, I didn't know that. Look, you learn something every day.
Yep. Every time you eat those, you're eating cow manure.
Now I gotta wonder, what's getting you trippy? Is it the shroom itself or the stuff attached to it that you've
Mm.
now digested?
Mm.
Blech. Yummy,
Definitely the psilocybin. You may see
yummy.
T-Rex. He's late for his to sing his
His
intro.
news show. Aw, no. Turd blossoms. That's funny.
Oh, Aunt Pay, how you doing? No, down under they go for the sheep shit. There you go.
Hey, Andrew. How's Oz? How's Oz today? This is a good show. I haven't
Mm,
done straight shrooms since I was 23. 23.
mm.
Oh, that stuff lasted like 8 hours on me. And I was just endlessly just walking around, walking around. What's this? What's this? Was it? I felt like the whole room was upside down. They just manned the doors. We were on vacation. It was just a, adult vacation. Not
Adult
I didn't.
vacation.
Yes, it was all adults, no children. We had no responsibilities.
Mm.
I cried every day because I missed my daughter. But yeah, they were like, this is the perfect time because there was like 8 of us. So we had two big guys manning the doors to the hotel room. And they were like, here, Shell. And they handed me the damn bag and they didn't tell me how much takes. So I ate a whole one. I did not realize
A whole
how
bag?
strong they were. No, I ate a whole shroom. And they were
Mm.
like, you were supposed to just take like a little piece off and like start small. Yeah, well, it didn't happen. I was like, and nobody told me. So,
Pedal to the
oops.
metal.
Yep. Oh, I was fun. You think I talk a lot now? Oh my God. The one of the girls, Tara, that we were hanging out with, she's like, I really thought you were gonna break your mouth at some point. She was like, you were just going at like that chipmunk speed when you guys play by my show back at 2 times speed. I was way faster than that and full jersey. Like it was bad. It was bad. I don't know what secrets I told, but I told them all. I didn't have any at the end of that night. So I tend to be more cautious now. But yeah, I thought the room was upside down for the longest time. I was freaking out trying to climb up the wall. Suzanne said, I am bad on shrooms. Last time I drove halfway across the county, bought a house. Bought, after waking up the bank manager at 2 a.m., small town Saskatchewan. Oh my goodness. Could you
How does that
imagine?
work?
Could you imagine? I took a shroom and bought a house. That's some shit I would do. I'd come home with like one of those slingshot cars. Be like, I always wanted one. I kind of do want one. They're cool. I like them. You ever see them?
Mm-hmm.
I love them. My street pharmacist had one of them.
Hmm.
It was
Uh,
cool.
They were talking about like if we did have Canada as a 51st state, that more a more likely scenario would be to allow Alberta and Saskatchewan to come on over and just leave the rest over there where they got all the problems. This is Alberta and Saskatchewan are the key here, and that would give you like a pretty much a straight shot up to Alaska too.
Alberta, there's like what 100 people that live in Alberta, and it never goes over
5
like
million.
minus 30 degrees.
5 million, and they got oil everywhere.
Oh, that's nice. It's hard to live there though with the weather.
Yep. We just saw Regina. Who's that?
We just Regina. What is we just Regina? Oh, we just want Regina. Words are hard, Snifferoonie. Words are hard.
You're in Saskatchewan? I never thought to ask. Do you know Suzanne? You guys might be neighbors. Wouldn't that be weird if they like live behind you? One of them live behind
That'd be
each other?
hilarious.
Like, you're
That'd
that
be
lady. Like, you're that man.
like that podcaster that you found for me, and you were like, "Here, he's in Hoboken." I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh my god, I know that building."
Yeah.
He was like 4 or 5 blocks from me. Vagina with an Regina. It's Regina. Why would you pronounce? Who would voluntarily pronounce that name like that? Regina. Regina. You got to roll your R's. Regina. Regina. That's a very telling way to go. I don't know. That's a lot. You can't do. You can't roll your R's. Yes, you can. Just pretend
You
you're
just gotta
purring.
try.
Come on, Inya. Even Wooden can do it. Go ahead, Wooden. See? Yummy. And you said my mom could do that way. Fungal. My mom could do that, and I always wanted to. Practice. Practice makes perfect. She said I sound retarded. That's all right. I do it with words that don't necessarily need it. So meh. I do that with people's names, and they're like, "That's not how I pronounce it." Nope, but that's how I pronounce it. You're welcome. Because they're stuck with it, especially if you react badly to a nickname I give you. Oh, it's yours forever. Just because I'm a nudge.
The nudge.
I'm a nudge. That's all right. You're a scotch.
Yes, all those things and more. Speaking
A scotch is
of,
somebody who likes to scratch at the wound, just around the edges, just to be annoying because it's amusing.
Oh man! Speaking of and more.
Yeah, we're here to spread the word, bringing joy and love to each and every nerve. Positive vibes, that's what we're all about. Gonna lift you up when you're feeling down. Every day we're gonna make it bright. Good news coming your way. You're gonna smile no matter the day. Good news, turning it around in this crazy world. It's the good news of the week. Oh.
This
Keith's rescue dog recently refused to get into a police car, and that decision ended up saving her owner's life. When Deputy Colton Wright found 13-year-old Jita standing in the middle of a remote Washington road with no people or houses in sight, he tried everything to get her to safety. But she wouldn't budge, and she wouldn't let him pick her up. Instead, she kept looking at him and then turning her head in the other direction, like she wanted him to come with her. When she took off running, the deputy followed, with Jita continuously looking back to make sure he was keeping up. She led him down an unmarked path to a small summer cabin, where they found her 84-year-old owner, Keith, lying on the ground yelling for help.
Your dog was down by the road, got my attention, got me up here.
Thank you. She's my best friend.
Keith had fallen and injured his hip while taking Jita out 6.5 hours earlier, with Jita lying next to him trying to comfort him for most of that time. After several hours, as hopelessness started to set in, Keith says he asked Jita to go find help, thinking he was just indulging himself. But to his surprise, she seemed to completely understand, and she took off with a mission. Thanks to her intelligence and determination, Keith was rushed to the hospital in time for a successful surgery. Throughout his recovery, Jita was able to visit regularly, and Keith has never been more thankful for his best friend. Thanks to her dog, a 44-year-old Welsh woman found a life-saving kidney donor just in time. Lucy Humphrey has lived with lupus since 2000, and she was told in 2017 that if she couldn't find a new kidney within 5 years, her life would be in danger. Last year, because she required dialysis, Lucy and her partner Kenneth had to cancel their camper van trip. Instead, they decided they'd take their camper van to the beach for a barbecue with
How
their
little
dog,
that microphone
Indy.
is.
While they were there, Indy kept paying particular attention to another beachgoer
Why
who
do
was
they
sitting
hold
nearby
them? They have
crocheting.
clips.
Indy went over to her 3 or 4 times, and Lucy kept calling her back. And because it just kept happening, Lucy eventually went over to the woman to apologize. The two ended up chatting, and soon enough, the woman, Katie James, ended up coming over to join Lucy and Kenneth for their barbecue, with some drinks in hand. Lucy thanked her for the offer, but explained that she couldn't drink because she was currently on dialysis and waiting for a kidney transplant. And with some surprise, Katie said that she had just signed up for a kidney donor registry. The two exchanged numbers, and they contacted a donor coordinator the next day to find out if they were a match. Neither of them honestly expected anything to come out of it because the chances of a match are so slim, but miraculously it turned out that Katie was actually a perfect match, which was a 1 in 22 million chance. The transplant took place in October, and it was a success. Katie, Lucy, and Kenneth are all still friends, and they even have a group chat that they call the Kidney Gang. This man is still alive today because his dog gave him CPR, even though he was never trained to do so. Darren woke up one night at 1 a.m. feeling dizzy and unwell, so he decided to go downstairs and make himself some coffee. But when he got to the bottom step, everything went black. He was having a massive heart attack known as a widowmaker, which is often fatal. The next thing Darren remembers is briefly regaining consciousness 3 hours later at 4 a.m. with his 1-year-old golden retriever husky mix jumping on his chest. When Darren woke up in that moment, Bear sprinted upstairs and started howling and jumping on Darren's wife, Janice. Janice quickly realized that her husband wasn't in bed, followed Bear downstairs to find Darren on the ground, and quickly called paramedics. Darren was transported to the hospital where he underwent triple bypass surgery, saving his life. His chest was covered with paw print marks, and doctors said that without chest compressions to keep his blood flowing, Darren may not have made it more than 10 minutes after his collapse. That means that Bear's jumping is likely what kept Darren alive, and Bear kept it up for the entire 3 hours before Darren regained consciousness. When Darren returned home, he said that Bear jumped into his arms, and he just broke down crying, hugging his dog, who has now earned the nickname Hero Puppy.
That's awesome.
That dog is eating steaks forever.
Right?
Forever. Hey, Anunnaki.
Anunnaki the one. How are you doing?
Look over at Rumble.
Good to see you. I looked at Rumble, and I have to do this then.
You take the blue pill. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Thank you, Anunnaki the one. Gifted 5 subscriptions to our Rumble side, Winning Reality Rumble channel. Yeah, I wish I could put it on screen, but you know what? We'll have to go with that. And if anybody would like one of those, just go over to the Rumble side and grab one. There's 5 waiting for you.
You just got to drop a chat.
Just drop a chat and you will get it. And thank you so much. Now, that's someone who knows how to make an entrance, right?
I wonder if that's how Snips felt when she ate that mushroom gummy. And like multi-phase kind of thing, or I'm here, but I'm really. She probably felt like the real Schrodinger's cat. Like I'm half in, but I'm half out. Am I here? Am I there? Where am I going? Do I really exist? I'm sorry, if one was enough to mess up a fully grown human, she's a teeny tiny cat. I don't know what it did to her, but she was freaking out. It was funny. I kind of want to let her have another one, but I don't know what it'll do.
Oh, we'll see.
And she's crazy enough without the shrooms. She's the one that talks to corners. She goes over to corners, looks at the ceiling, and talks to spirits. And I'm like, really? Like, can you just leave it alone? Stop telling me things are here. Oh, she said, hello, beautiful people, planet Earth.
Yes, Suzanne gets it.
Aw, so nice. Everybody's so nice to one another.
That's awesome.
God, people really don't appreciate animals enough. They really don't.
All right. Drinking Belgian ales. Cheers. Good books. All right. Belgian ales. I
Schlante.
like Bell's Two Hearted Ale. That's like, I don't know. I don't think that's Belgian though. It's American. But it's really good. It's probably
I
based
kind of
on
wish I
something-
had a hard cider. I like those. I know you like the twisted teas. Doot, doot, doot.
No, you're not the only one over there. I see other people there. I see them all.
Oh, hey,
Alright.
nerd. You snuck in under my radar. What's up?
Check this out. Remember, we've been following the Act Blue debacle here on
Oh, God.
actually the good news segment because all the news about it's been good news didn't get busted. But this is kind of what I was talking about earlier in the show. Check this out.
The New York Times is reporting that Act Blue, if you don't know Act Blue is the premier Democrat political action committee. The New York Times is reporting that Act Blue is officially unraveling. It's happening, gang. They
Good
are,
news.
according to the New York Times report, Act Blue is in, quote, turmoil. It's experiencing mass resignations. 7 of their top executives have all left in the past 3 weeks. None of them will even remotely explain on record why they left. 2 unions representing Act Blue employees, they're questioning the group's stability and viability, and they're calling the situation, quote, alarming. The last remaining lawyer at Act Blue's general counsel's office has been locked out of his email and put on leave after sending internal messages that basically accuse Act Blue employees of mass fraud. I mean, it's literally imploding in on itself. And it isn't a coincidence that Act Blue, again, the #1 Democrat political action committee, it is not a coincidence that Act Blue is imploding within weeks after what plug got pulled. After just weeks after USAID funds were cut. And we now know Act Blue is getting our tax dollars. Again, I really like what Peter St. Onge observed. Elon agreed in retweeting this tweet that one of the most exciting aspects of Doge is how it all suggests the entire political facade of the radical left is actually fake. You know, we tend to think of the left as being in power and being formidable, but it's actually all been a farce. It's all tax-funded astroturf, meaning that for any country in the world, all you got to do is get a populist government to win one time, then Doge, your government, and the entire left simply vanishes.
Wow.
The first
Wouldn't that
gang,
be
now
nice?
that Fauci has been pardoned, RFK is obviously going to unearth what most of us already knew about the pandemic.
Hold on.
It's so sad this effort won't help the tens of millions who've never felt the same after getting the virus or the mRNA shots. Now that the gravy train has been cut off, isn't it interesting that there were so many layoffs at all these various legacy media outlets? Joy Reid, Lester Holt, Jim Acosta, Chuck Todd, Don Lemon, even Rachel Maddow's staff has been slashed. I mean, we've never seen anything even remotely like this. And now we're seeing the whole web of NGOs like Soros's open society foundations getting completely dismantled. Remember, Soros has actually had to basically stop all operations in Europe. It's incredible. I think Aesthetica said it best. Quote, "What we're finding out in real time is the entire modern left is just smoke and mirrors. There is no left-wing voter base. All the elections are rigged and fake. All the liberal outlets, media outlets, have no audience and are kept alive by USAID funding. All their politicians and political pundits are paid by USAID to say what the government wants. The whole thing was a house of cards." We talked about this on one of our videos.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Sociologists have actually long studied the characteristics that are exemplative of a dying social movement. Right? You can actually recognize when a mass movement is dying. And when you compare those characteristics that sociologists have identified to what's happening right now with the Democrats, I mean, I think there's no other way of concluding. But the Democrats Party
I can't figure out what they're there
it's in
for.
a death spiral right now. It's in a doom loop.
Yep.
I mean, first and foremost, dying social movements obviously experience a mass loss of membership, right? Which is exactly what we've been seeing with the Democrats over the last year, interestingly enough. Voter registration tallies in literally all 50 states show that while Republicans are gaining in voter registration, the Democrats are hemorrhaging. Over the course of the last year, in virtually every single state of the union, the Democrats have been experiencing a net loss of voter registration as compared to the Republicans. But in addition to a loss of participation, a dying social movement evidences, secondly, a significant reduction in public attention. Nobody pays it any attention anymore, meaning that the movement, of course, struggles to draw attention to its cause, and therefore it can't advance.
What's that Falcon?
And again, I think of what the entire nation has been seeing and witness to with all of these cringe political stunts and public relations embarrassments over the course of this week. It's a sign of desperation. It's a sign of a sense that nobody is paying them any attention anymore.
Yep.
But then thirdly, dying social movements become bereft of any real leadership. This is very interesting. So a movement simply cannot survive without viable, vital leadership, a leadership that galvanizes, organizes, and effectively represents and advances the movement and its causes. And it's widely recognized. The Democrats are completely leaderless at the moment. In fact, Tim Walz, if you don't remember, that was Kamala Harris's running mate on the ticket who got 15 minutes of fame. He was asked point blank on CNN, who's the leader of the Democrat Party right now? And he said he has no idea. He said he actually said the voters. I think the voters are the leaders of the party now. In other words, there is no leader. There is no head. So they nobody's paying them any attention. Their membership is drying up. They have no leadership. And then finally, dying social movements actually end up losing all relevance in terms of any viable issues, which we've already talked about extensively. We're going through a massive political paradigm shift where the liberal globalist consensus, as represented by the Democrats, is being replaced by a new supermajority centered on America First, MAGA populism, leaving the Democrats completely out in the cold. All of this is to say, gang, the outcomes from this week could not have possibly been more stark. It really was a tale of two cities, a tale of two politics. Trump and the Republicans are more powerful and stronger than ever before, all the while the Democrats have descended into absolute and total lunacy. By the way, click on the link.
There you go. Oh, that. All right, fire burning.
All right,
that's good news. Of course, Voice and Act Blue. That was the group that was taking someone's like donations or whatever, and then they were reusing them over and over again, like a money laundering. They would go up to people's houses and they'd be like, "Did you donate $20,000 a day to Act Blue?" Like the old lady's like, "I don't have that kind of money." Right? But they were just using their names. What do they call it? They call it smurfing. It's called smurfing. It's called smurfing. Smurfing is what it's called. But yeah, they were doing that, and we're like, man, they're just exposing the whole thing. I always knew it was an illusion to a certain point, right? And that the people that are really into it are just trapped in their little groups, or they're just trapped in their echo chambers, like the average I just want to party, leave me alone person, who doesn't pay attention but then just does what everybody else does. and then gets all hyped and falls into the emotional triggers of it all. Social credit seekers, whatever you want to call it, validation seekers. They they get all on board with whatever that sensation is on social media, like within their little circle, their little echo chamber, the ghetto, as it was referred to, information ghetto. And but they thought the whole world was like that, but their whole world is confined to their narrow narrative they're boxed into. That's the mind control, right? And their actions were then, through those information sources, triggered them to go out and start becoming outraged and just reposting sensational headlines and never reading anything and never learning anything and just depending on the establishment to tell them what to think, and they were okay with that as long as they could get to the next party or have the next drink or whatever, right? But I always felt like, that really it was the people, they were in the minority, even though voting, when you see the voting and you see the optics of activism and things like that, it makes you feel like it's more even than it is. And I always knew the game was rigged in those ways. But now to see the curtain really pulled down on it, you see exactly to what degree it was rigged, right? Rigged a lot. They'll be able to, always be able to trick people into believing them.
Oh yeah.
There's younger people that are growing up right now. They're gonna fall for it. They're gonna get tricked into it. They're gonna not even see it coming because they're not sophisticated enough yet to understand how it works.
Nope.
That's why what we do is so important. Oh wow. Okay. Let's see. How am I gonna do this? That's 20. Let me just do it like $20 Rumble rant coming in hot and fast. $20. Thank you for the Rumble rant. Anunnaki the One, I trust no one. I haven't seen any politician to commit crimes against humanity been brought to justice, and I am also convinced we will never see Epstein's complete list of the pedos. Thank you for the $20 Rumble rant.
Yes,
that's what we've been accustomed to. That's what we've been accustomed to, and I always kind of. We're talking about where you land when things aren't in a place. It's like, optimistic or pessimistic side of things. I'll always land on the optimistic side of things. But I understand that that's definitely what we've been accustomed to. And we especially hope I've seen it like in 2016. But you know what? We're just getting started. So why I understand all that. I hope that we get those things. I hope we do. I hope we're like, hell yeah, finally, right? And the list may be there, but the tapes and the photos and anything else they have, the hard evidence that's really going to convict somebody. I hope we get that. I think we might. But you know what? What's done is done at this point. He's done. That little system is done. And so at least it's not still going on. So we got time. Let's hope that it comes through for us, right? Let's hope it comes through. Anyone waiting for anyone to be convinced? Waiting skeleton meme. Convicted. Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
I just want somebody to be charged at this point. Like, just at least take that step. Like, charge somebody with something. Anybody at this point. I need my pound of flesh. Let's go.
Well, the thing about it is that I think we have to realize that in order to charge somebody, you have to have a victim, right? So you have to go to the victim and you have to get them lined up. So maybe that's part of the process, right? Is they got to find all these victims and then convince them to come forward, convince them to point out who it was, convince them they're going to be safe, their family's going to be safe, it's I don't know that it's as simple as just throwing a list out there and be like, see, here it is, and then everybody gets
No,
their
I know.
pitchforks and their torches and goes and strings them up. Like inevitably there's gonna be somebody that may have gotten wrapped up in that and never did a thing wrong, but was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, or was kind of rubed into it, like, and as I know, I didn't have no idea that shit was going on. As soon as I figured it out, I got the hell out of there, right?
Yeah.
Or he came up and got a picture. I didn't know who he was. He seemed like a popular person and nobody knew who he was at the time, but here we are in a picture together, right? Doesn't mean anything. Until you get the smoking gun evidence and the victim to come forward and say, that's it, and here's the evidence, and we hear the stories. I think that's the problem, right? I think that's been the problem to this point. So maybe a blanket of safety, like some kind of safety, some kind of assurances would get women that were that were victimized, if they're still around, that were victimized, to come forward and start putting people behind bars. I think that's really what it's going to take. But yeah, I'd have to agree with you then that list is not going to be the thing.
I mean, I'm of two minds. The problem, like, I'm waiting for arrest. I understand you have to build a case, you have to do whatever. But the thing is, the recent trend, which you would think they would see, it's not working, is the RICO case thing, the RICO case angle. If they're not going to charge individually because there's no one victim or whatever that they can pinpoint for anybody, they tend to want to do a RICO case and bring down an entire, like, line of people, like dozens and dozens of people. But those take a really long time to build. They're super intricate. If you forget to cross a T anywhere, it jeopardizes the whole case. They're very risky to take. They're very expensive, and they take a really long time. So if they're going to go that route, we're not going to see much of anything for a really long time, because they're going to keep the best stuff under wraps to keep it for evidence. And they're only going to share it with the other side when they absolutely have to. That's the one thing that I think of, because, I grew up around the whole mafiosos cases and everything. They're treating these a lot like they treated those. Just a lot of wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. And the other is, if they're not going to make any arrests, like, let us know that. Let us know nobody's going to get charged, because then public opinion, the court of public opinion, can do their job. So just tell us who it is, because if you're not going to convict them, we're going to make damn sure that we find out what happened and that those people are held accountable. If the law can't hold them accountable, then we take away the purse strings. Like, that's the whole thing. If they're celebrities, they're only celebrities because we allowed them to be that, because we supported them. You take away that support, what are they? They're nothing. They're desperate aging actors and, musicians who are like, oh, I can't keep up with my lifestyle. So either way, they got to let us know. So the transparency is super important to me for that reason.
I hope they think about it like that, and they put something understandable together, right?
I mean, I don't think it's
outrage.
a big ask.
Well, yeah, an outrage and half information, wishes isn't going to get the job done. It's just like, we have to really approach it right, explain it good, and I hope that's what they do with this Department of Transparency. I hope it's not like a bunch of shark jumping, but I doubt it will be. So we'll see. We got so much time to go. And hey, you know what? Did you hit that or did I?
I did. Amazing Disgrace said they'll have to charge a Republican first so it doesn't look like political enemy prosecution. We have so many rhinos, I don't think it will be that hard of a task. I'm sure
Yeah,
they
no
can
doubt.
find a big, kill two birds, one stone.
I remember says this list is bullshit. I want to see lockups. Yep. And that's what we're saying. You got to, you have to go through a little bit of a process to get the lockups done. And we haven't even gotten to that point. So hopefully with the list, they can pair victims with perps and get it done that way. I don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, that's why I said when the list came out that we did the day one show, right? Don't get your hopes up about a list. Don't get hopes up about this paper. What's on paper right? Is circumstantial. Like, what can you get on tape? What can you get on video? The videos. That's where the money's going to be, man. That's where you're going to get it all. Isn't that you right there, sir? And then well, no, that's where you're going to get some kind of charges going on. And if you can get the victim to come in and say this is what happened, a lot of the problem is this stuff. A lot of stuff happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
But and I say, what would we settle for, right? In this, the kingpin is gone.
Yeah.
What we really want is, come on, can we just say it? What we really want is Bill Clinton locked up over this, right? Right? We really want him to pay for this, right? Cats. All right. We really want. You see everything just move behind me? Like, did you hear it?
No, I just watched your reaction. You like jump back.
I was like, what's about to happen? I was like, could I kill the camera real quick? But yeah. But that's what it is. So, kind of like most things when it comes to this, what we expect and what we're going to get, when we don't get what we expect, is, are people going to lose it? Or are they going to be like, okay, well, then I was a little too, I thought a little bit too much of sort of, why did I think that this would be something more than it is? Right.
Well, I mean, that was a huge misstep for them. They should not have released the Epstein files first if they weren't complete. They should have gotten something that was pretty much complete, like MLK or like Robert F. Kennedy or even JFK, and release those first, like release that first, because that's way in the past. There's nothing pressing about those right now. And they're probably a lot more complete than the Epstein files. They could have done that. You don't release a part of something everybody's been rabid for 2 years and then go, oops, that wasn't all of it. And I didn't know that wasn't all of it. And this is just like a little crumb. It's a crumb we already had. We tasted that crumb. We want the meal now.
Yeah, I think they did what they did so they could go after the New York FBI. Oh, you got to instruct us. Cool. We're gonna let that's transparent, right? Hey, look, we're trying to get you the information. Theyese guys over here they're not listening.
I didn't
what
think
can
of
we
it
do
that
about
way.
it? Should we go get them? Okay, we'll go get them.
Increased public pressure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
I mean, hold on a second.
That is smart to call them out and like really put them in the spotlight and be like, we're trying to get it for you, but look, these guys are holding back. Told you they were cooking.
This is what I said on the show that I did about it, right? When I did the show on the day that it was released, I said, look who they gave the information to. A bunch of high-reaching streamer influencers, right? So they could all go on and make a big deal out of it. And what did they tell them in the briefing before they gave them the folder with the shit that people had already seen? They said, we wish we could give you more, but these guys in New York are obstructing us, the Southern District New York FBI. And guess what? That dude's gone now. Just like that. So there's a little bit of 4D chess going on, and we should all maybe, understand that when we get something and we're like, this isn't it. You know how many people are so ready to jump ship and turncoat and over that one thing? I'm like, think strategically, man. We've been dealing with a corrupt establishment our whole lives, and now we're finally on the, we're probably on the offense, probably on the other side of this. We're undoing their stuff. We're sifting through all the mayhem and chaos they've created. It's not going to be like the movies. It's not going to be like our fantasies. It's going to be what it is. We got to kind of like, go through the process of undoing all this stuff and getting to the bottom of it. There he is. Finally. What's up, dude? What's up? How you doing, T-Rex?
Hey, T-Rex. Yeah, I've gotten so good at seeing like the plays behind the plays, and I missed that one. I'm irritated now.
Must have been the night you fell asleep or something, because I spent a good amount of time on that up front. But then no, that's fine. It's just like, it's one of those things that I thought about it too, and I was like, but going into it, I wasn't expecting a whole bunch of shit either. It's like, especially when they said this could be phase 1, I was like, oh, this is gonna be nothing. But yeah, they called it phase 1 because
I should have called it fake 1.
Well, no, they called it phase 1 so they could get to the next part. And 1, it told people, hey, look, we're not done here. But 2, phase one was get the obstructionists out of the way. And now guess what? Anything they're going to obstruct up there, they can't obstruct. And that New York Southern District FBI office probably has a bunch of shit in there that needs to be looked at, like Trump's case. You know?
Yeah,
We
because
got, I
that
mean,
opens
actually,
the door.
for the
They
people
go,
that
well, you were hiding this. What else are you hiding? We're coming in.
I don't know what people are expecting a piece of paper to do. That's what I was trying to say. It's like until you got the videos, it ain't gonna be in a binder. You know, I mean, I can put like graphic pictures in there until you get all that stuff out in the open. And like, when can you look at it without being, you know, without it being pornography, right? Or without it being, you know, I don't know, I don't think I fallen or binge porn, but without it being, you know, if they're underage, it'd be child pornography. So when are you supposed to be able to even view that, right? We're going to have to, at some level, trust them to go say, well, this is what we can do and this is what we can't do. I mean, I just don't think that just, you know, Epstein, unless everybody wants to release it, you know, it's like you think that that's going to do it. I just don't think it's going to do it. But a lot of people out there have beat that drum forever. And I always thought, well, what do you think you're going to get out of that? Names. Okay, we got names. Unless they're saying, okay, in this date, he grabbed her, he ripped the clothes off, you know, and it was this girl, and then he was holding her down, and then that one was doing this to her. Oh, we're all there, and here's the videotape. You know, it's either hearsay into what?
Well, they'd rather throw the names out and let you imagine of each of them.
Yeah, I don't think that you know, that's the problem, right? With I think the Department of Transparency or whatever it is going to get a lot of flack from people for not giving them, confirming they're biased or giving them more than they can, which they think that they're going to get from them. Like, you just, when it comes to this whole, every one of them, temper your expectations. Like that's the best advice I can give you, and kind of like look at it from outside the box and in a sense of, you know, what is really possible, right? What is really possible? I mean, it's gonna happen on every front. Maybe the best one, like you said, is going to be the JFK, RFK stuff, right? That may be more cut and dry. You know, whatever they're suppressing, whatever. That may be more cut and dry. The UAP, UFO stuff, people are going to always, in fact, they already have. I mean, and the grifters that are out there are going to cope, and they're going to say that it's just more of the cover up, right? And Guerrero say it's this more of them, they've gotten to them, and then you got to do that. They'll come up with they have to keep their grips alive. So that's gonna fail greatly. And they're not gonna get anything because honestly, there's probably nothing to get. They, you know, military industrial complex covering for, you know, the latest weapons and sensationalizing things. I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna get what they want. I think the best thing we got going probably is the JFK, RFK stuff. That's just this is me making predictions. That we can revisit later. Then I can say you heard it here first. I've done pretty good. I've done pretty good on those so far. I've done pretty good.
I mean, a lot of the RFK and JFK stuff is just going to be confirmation of what we think we already know. I don't know what's going to be in the Martin Luther King files. I'm a little interested to see that, but I think that's going to have a backlash because if somebody reads something there against Martin Luther King that they don't like, they're going to, you know, yell racism and it's a setup. You just want to take away one of our idols. It's like that for me is kind of a lose-lose situation because so much can go wrong because it's just it's so explosive because they've made it that way. You know, it's been engineered to be an explosive topic. No matter who says whatever, somebody's going to be in the wrong. Somebody's going to be racist. Somebody's going to be biased. Somebody's going to be bigoted because that's what they do. If they don't like what they read, that right away, it's your fault. Well, shut up. But I would like to know exactly how invested our government was in the other assassinations. That would be nice to know. But the Epstein thing, yeah, I didn't expect much, but what I did expect was to be disappointed because you can't not be, no matter what they give you, you can't not be disappointed because of the buildup that's been going on for so long. Like it just can't match what we all have in our heads. It's been built up too much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's that, and there's also like, the process part that we don't normally, but normal people don't think about, right? That's what you got the lawyers for. They have, well, you can't do so Tim Pool was explaining gun like self-defense laws in different states, right? And New Jersey was one place that he was talking to. He used to live there, then he moved to West Virginia, so he was talking about the difference, right? And he was saying, well, one time someone tried to break in the house and he didn't have guns at the time, but he called the cops and they found him, and it was some kind of, some dude just like having an issue or whatever. But um he but he said they went through the whole thing of explaining to him, well, look, if you were to shoot and kill someone in your house, you'd be going to jail for murder. Why is it murder if someone's in your house and you're defending yourself and they had a weapon and well, we show up and all we see is a dead guy and you have the gun, right? So, and then if you go down there and say the cop and the judge says, would you try to escape? And you say no, you just confessed, and that's the way they look at it here versus other places. The laws are different, but it's more like you just, they come into the scene and they don't see anything but what is there at that time, right? That everything else is just what your story is, what the story is. So it's just about process, right? They have to get the witness, they have to get the videotapes, they have to get everything that makes the conviction stick. Otherwise, the lawyer walks in and be like, that's all hearsay. You're going by some piece of paper. Just, yeah, okay, well, yeah, he was on this piece of paper, but that doesn't mean he did the things that they're saying he did. You got to prove all that stuff. You got to have a victim. You always got to have a victim. And you may be able to, that's why they go to RICO and they go to other methodologies. But like, we know you probably did this, but we can't convict you on it, so we're going to get you on something else. Because justice needs to be served. And unfortunately, we don't have the right stuff to process you this time and that for that crime, but we got something over here that can hopefully serve justice for the other things that you did. It's a little back ass way to do it, but that's the best we can do for now. Just so everybody temper your expectations, and if we get somebody we really want to go down, then let's all be happy about that. Like Clinton, that would be great. That'd be justice served for a lot of shit he did wrong, and a lot of things, a lot of evil him and his wife have put out in this world. That's what we can hope for. We all know they're going to burn in hell anyways.
Well, God is good. The only thing I like about the RICOs is that half the time it scares the people who are being indicted into fessing up, to get better deals. So you pick on the smaller fish to get the bigger fish. And if that's what they have to do to get the really like the more egregious, heinous kind of people put away, then I'm all for it. That's the only benefit I see to RICO cases, because people panic under them because they're like, oh my God, this is going to go for like 2 to 6 years and it's going to, eat up all my money, because the lawyer fees will eat up all their wealth. Like it's crazy how long those go. So they're more willing to be like, well, I have this information you don't have. If I give you this, like, what do you give me? So they're willing to get themselves off a little more scot-free. They're still paying for it, but they're building the case against the bigger fish, the ones that you need taken out of circulation so this shit stops. So that it's not a continuing thing, because just because they're gone and the island is shut down, that doesn't mean that the ring stopped. It just means they change location and change leadership. Like, that's it. So I want to know, where are the head honchos? Where are the ones that are running it all? Because they're the ones that need to be gone after. So if they have to use all these people to get the ones at the top to stop the abuse, then I'm all for it.
It works. It works. It works. Like how they finally brought Al Capone was on tax evasions. Yeah, right?
Yeah, they weren't going to get him any other way. There's no way. The people in his neighborhood loved him. What are you kidding me? He took care of them. That's what these people do. They take care of their little micro cosms of people, and they feel protected. They're insulated.
Who? Hold on. You changed your name. I recognize your. I recognize your avatar. Who did you used to be? LJ? It's all right. Was it LJ? Who did you used to be? Announce yourself. No, I actually, I'll push back on that. We're all entitled to our opinions, but no, that was I talked about it that day. They literally, the influencers that were in the meeting literally said that they harped on the fact that this guy didn't, the New York FBI did not deliver what they said they were going to deliver. They're holding stuff back. They got out information. They were holding it back. They harped on it, and they sent a bunch of chatterboxes out into the world with that story after not giving them anything that we didn't already have. I went through like many different variations of that, but and I don't know if it's botched because it's not over yet. Like, the idea that what was phase one, what's the you said that they set the expectation. What's the expectation for phase one? What's a phase one expectation? It's a walk in, right? It's a step in. So anyways,
No doxing necessary. Thank you.
No, that's it. That's a friendly face right there. I remember him, that avatar being someone that was cool. Otherwise I just would have ignored it. So, but right. It's winning Saturday night, man. We're just having a good time. But anyways, it could just be like, yeah. Yeah, see, you know who you are. You know Wolfram. If you know Wolfram, you've been around. I know. I recognize the avatar. That's all.
That's a winning thing because I don't remember anybody.
We'll see. We'll see next. We'll see how next one goes. I think when they say, okay, that's all we got, and it ain't, and there's opinions too. Like, I mean, there's opinions. So the one lady came out and said this is going to put people in jail. Right? That's her opinion, but we don't know that. There's people that come out there and say all kinds of shit about shit, and it didn't turn out to be right. And I don't think that any one person speaks for everybody, and that too. But like I think I just explained for a good amount of time there. Unless you can set the case up, no one's going to get charged. Unless you have the evidence of something happening and a victim, nobody's going to get charged. So to temper your expectations, I don't know where to roll at. What kind of people want out of this rollout? I didn't expect very much out of it, tell you the truth. I want the list. Okay, cool. We got a list. What's the list on? What if what if it's people that flew on the plane, right? Well, that plane flew Donald Trump from one place to another that wasn't the island, but then you had all the left going, oh, he was on the plane. That means he was doing something. This guilt by association fallacy, I don't go for that shit because that's not real logic. No. It can step you into further investigations to ask more questions, and that's what it should do. But I mean, just because someone's on that list, that doesn't mean that they're a pedophile or they had anything to do with anything. At that point, we don't know yet until we see it. However, does it put them under suspicion? Sure. But then we can ask more questions and kind of vet them in and out of that stuff. I don't know. It's all what it is what it is. But what the great part is, we'll be here together to see it happen. We'll be here together to see it happen. And then we'll talk about it then and more and so on. So anyways, yes. I don't know, but why the name Joseph is popping into my head. Joseph is popping. I don't know why either. T-Rex.
That sounds like a personal problem to me.
There's a video of people they were trying to blackmail. Yeah, see, that's the whole thing, right? Amazing Disgrace. Hi, by the way, in case I didn't say hello to you. That's the whole thing, though, is that when there's blackmail, right? They're trying to blackmail. That's it, right? So that's where we're gonna get the juicy stuff, man. And if they have blackmail material, that's gonna be the good stuff. So that's what we want to get. But a list ain't gonna do shit without the blackmail material, right?
I think what people are not prepared for is the fact that if we do get that list and there are a lot of older celebrity names, the amount of devastation it's going to do to the fans of those people. Because yes, we want them to pay, but that's also, it's kind of destructive to your memories that you have built with those people involved, like of movies and songs and stuff. It taints it. And I don't think they're ready for that. Like, that's how it's going to land on a lot of people. Once you get over the outrage and, the whatever, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I was a fan of this person. And you can't do that. Like you said, the guilt by association is bullshit. It is, because people hide who they are. You know, you could be one person for like 40 plus years and you just don't show it to the people who are around you. You live a completely other life. I mean, look at me. My best friend for 30 years wound up being a murderer. You could have knocked me over with a feather because I never even saw any violence from him ever. And I tried, but no, nothing. So you can be completely separate from who they really are or who they're hiding. You know, there's no way to know. So you can't say, oh, guilt by association. I never knew that he was capable of that stuff. What does that make me, like murder adjacent? I legitimately never saw that side of him. And this is somebody I knew well, very, very, very well, or at least I thought I did. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be in the same boat. They're going to be like, I never saw that side of him, because you don't show that face. That's the ugliest face you have. You hide it as much as possible, unless
Okay.
you're around like faced people.
All right. All right. So, Snipe says we're never going to see anyone else go to jail because of Epstein, but best we will get is shaming them into hiding. I hope we get more than that, and I hope that doesn't happen to the wrong people. That's the thing about guilt by association fallacy. It's like it tends to demonize somebody who isn't. Oh, it's Joseph. All right. A good job, T-Rex. Way to dox Joseph. Joe the sound guy. Joe the sound guy. All right.
Nice.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Joe the sound guy. How you doing, buddy?
You didn't want that anonymity, did you?
Hold on. Do we got another? And not. Hold on. No, I mean, it's all good. If you go to his channel, it says Joe the sound guy on it.
Okay.
And then I get the one. Thank you for the Rumble rant. $10 Rumble rant. Only those who walk with the truth are builders of life. Remember that. Oh, hell yeah. I like that saying. That's a good
I
one.
agree.
That's
I agree.
Thank you so
Everything
much for that.
they do is destructive.
Yep. I'll talk about the creation and destruction paradigm. Light and dark, creation, destruction, good, evil. We might not have caught that one, but that was in my outer veils perception. The Outer Veil series talked about that. How that paradigm works. Yeah, and there's a lot of destroyers in this world that just want to break everything down. They just want to, if you got something good going on, they want to break it up. They want to destroy it. They're just not creative. They hate creation. They hate it. Look back to what? Who's Pam?
Promises made.
Okay, yeah. I get it.
Logic.
She had expectation. She had expectations set, and with her that she was going to get more than she got, and then when they didn't get it, she immediately jumped to action and said, you have till this time to get the shit to me.
Oh,
Called out the people that obstructed. I mean, what do you want to do? You want to fire her? I mean, what do you want to do? It's just like, I don't expect perfection. I expect good effort and honesty. So I think they tried their best, and I think they're trying their best now to make sure they got it. I mean, truckload. They say they got truckloads of the shit now. Truckloads, and imagine it's more than this paper. I'm hoping that it's more than this paper, and that we all get that. I mean, but you know what? It's like I'm not going to hold it against her. I guess that's what I'm going to say. I'm like, if it becomes a pattern, it's a different thing. They're just got into. I mean, maybe they should have waited. They could have waited 6 months. Why are you going to release it yet? No, we're not going to release it because if we don't do it right the first time, someone out there is going to be saying, "Oh, see, they blew it." And it's like, okay, so now I'll just wait 6 months. Well, we want it now. Well, I know you want it now, but now you're going to have to wait. Oh, you guys are just like everybody's not transparent enough. It's like they're damned if they do it, or they're damned if they don't, right? So do the best you can. They came right out, said, hey, this isn't what we expected. This isn't what we wanted. Here's why. They didn't hide that. I'm just kind of looking at the situation as a human situation, man. It's like it should happen. You still got deep state actors out there trying to run cover. They were exposed. I mean, they're totally exposed now. They're fired. The guy's gone. And that is what it is. But I'm not gonna throw Bam under the bus over one thing, and I'm not gonna. And I don't, like I said it. I've just said it plenty of times. I don't think that a list is worth shit. Really, I mean, I don't think it's gonna put anybody behind bars. You got to have better evidence that you got to have a victim. You got to have all that shit. But good to see you, Jaws. Promises made, kept. Not a cult follower. Yeah. Digger number 50. I thought that was like number 6. Digger 313 here. I don't even know, man.
Well, we signed up
got-
to Joe's Locals. We got a digger number. And
Oh,
if
really?
you signed up early, you got to pick your own. So I figured the only way I'd remember mine was my age. So I picked 50 and I got it. So there you go.
Good to see you, man. All right.
That was a nice fun thing Joe did.
That's cool. That's cool. I haven't been to my locals. I don't even know what it looks like right now. I have no idea. I don't think I've opened locals in forever.
I don't know. I think I'm your only paid supporter on Locals.
Really? I don't ever.
So,
Really?
yep.
Holy
You
cow!
might want to check that.
Is that added to your Rumble money?
I don't think so. I don't think
Holy
so.
shit! I don't think I've ever gotten anything from locals ever.
You might want to check that because I've been paying it, so I know I'm a member.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Little bonus there, but hitting over the
There you
plate.
go.
Rainy day fun. The rainy day fun. Well, guess what? This is a story that affects you all the way around, Shelly, and more.
Oh Lord.
Here we go. Good news of the week segment here. So we got Benny here. Is what he's really good for. Some stuff like that. But anyways, a Democrat politician arrested for voter fraud in Philly. That's
You
good
feel
news.
like you're hallucinating? I'm about to compliment Kamala Harris, who makes a great point here in 2018, flanked by Republicans talking about the threat of voter fraud in our country. Have a listen.
To audit, but also what they can do around best practices and best machinery. We are talking with them about the fact that it is probably best that you do not have your election system connected to the internet, because that will create greater vulnerabilities. And then look at where we are now in this year of our Lord 2018. We're talking about paper ballots, but that actually might be one of the smartest systems.
Wow. I don't disagree with any of that. I
I
agree
don't
with
either, but
all
it's
of
so
that.
funny,
And
they're such
what happened to
hypocrites.
that, Kamala Harris?
I'm not a Mehex. They're such hypocrites.
Oh, yeah, that was before she was selected to be the DEI body double for this guy.
Together. And you guys did it for the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
The most extensive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
Do you really think that you guys think that he meant to say it like that, or you think that was just a brain fart? I mean, I think that's just, I think he just misspoke that, but he's going to act like it's real. I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody's dumb enough to go out there and confess to actually having a voter fraud. Yeah, I'm very proud of the fact that we're stealing the election. I'm going to go ahead and announce it right now.
It's amazing we were screamed at by the corporate media to just take Joe Biden at his word. He's so honest. He's so straight. He's so direct.
All right, hold on. Can we get to the story?
This number of votes, 65 million. Here's 2016, Donald Trump winning with the Electoral College, but Hillary Clinton securing the popular vote there. Here's what happened in 2020. What the literal hell? Somehow 20 million new Democrats were printed out of thin air, literally printed. And then here's what happened in 2024. Can anybody explain this? Where the hell did those people go? I think you can understand why Republican votes gained in these subsequent elections, clearly. But where 20 million? So 20 million Democrats.
Can we get to the point here? Hold on.
Okay, got it.
Any sort of speed or alacrity.
Mass mail-in balloting scheme. This scheme was really special. They were going to, this was in New Jersey, they were paying people between $30 and $50 a vote to go to people's mailboxes, steal their ballots from the mailboxes, rip the ballots open, fill them out, and then deliver them to the
That's not surprising.
These people caught federal criminal cases. Political organizer, former president of the city council of Atlantic City, charged with submitting fraudulent mail-in ballots. Hundreds and hundreds of them. Arizona County officials indicted on election interference charges. This is all throughout the country.
This is a map
that happens every single election.
some map of all ongoing cases of voter fraud.
The Heritage Foundation actually has a voter fraud map where you can go and see all of the cases.
Like, oh, there's hardly any that goes on in this country. Remember them
currently
saying that?
ongoing of voter fraud in every state. Voter fraud cases in every single state. But there's one state that I'd like to crimes stemming from 2023 Bridgeport primary. So here's what happened. You might
remember that lady
one.
wanted to stuff her. That's her. That's the whole gang.
With her moo.
Right. There's the whole gang. These people proud to do the dirty work. Proud to do the dirty work. Is there anything else in here I want to talk about? I guess not. All right. I'm good with that. But that's just a little bit. Good news. People who did bad things got busted, and that's good news. There we go.
That's always a nice
All
thing.
right.
Always
I'm
nice.
having more fun talking to the crowd than I am listening to the videos. Hey, Joseph. I expect Pam to STFU until she can deliver what she promises when she promised. She should have waited. RFK, JFK, King, Martins, anything but under deliver. Fair enough.
Here's the thing. If she would have waited a long time, that would have given the FBI in New York a longer time to destroy the evidence they already have in their possession, instead of getting called on the carpet for not turning it over. So you run the risk when you wait, you give them time to cover their tracks. So
come in swinging, man. But now they're out of there though, which is great. So
I mean, I see promises.
Even if it's Joseph, but even if it's unexpected result, still like, hey man, 2020 sucked, but the unexpected result, better administration this time, more experience, more people woken up, more voters, more people switch sides. We brought in RFK, we brought in Tulsi Gabbard, we got rid of the Cheneys. We got rid of Pence. I mean, so many good things happened because bad things happened. It's kind of weird, isn't it? But same here, man. You just never know. It's like the whole like faith thing. It's like, someone holds you up and makes you late for something, and you're mad because you're gonna make me late, right? Because someone's like, you better be here on time, or it starts then you've got to always be on time. But then one day something happens and you're late and you're all upset about it. But maybe that thing that made you late saved your life, because that 1 second that you didn't make that light, if you had flown through it, you would have gotten T-boned, and that'd be the end of it. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like a butterfly effect. I don't think that's butterfly effect, but it's timing.
Kinda.
Butterfly effect is like if you affect something in the past and then the future changes.
Is it?
I saw the movie. Okay. I saw the movie with Ashton Kutcher. He kept going back in time trying to undo the mailbox thing. Was that done? Yeah.
All right, maybe I meant ripple effect. Like something happens.
You just never know, like what if something throws. When you just never know when something bad happens, it's going to lead to something good, whatever that is. There you go. Just bait. It's just bait. All right.
Everything happens.
There we go. I love it when Democrat propagandists.
There you go.
I'm working my way there. I'm doing for the comic effect, man. All right. Get called out.
Quick comment on, Scott Besson. He's probably come by. You've interviewed him. This guy's an old school, elegant Southerner, sharp as a tack, pro-growth. I think he's a mainstay of the Trump cabinet. What do you think, Senator Kennedy? What's your view of him?
Here's what I think the Treasury Secretary understands well. When moms and dads lie down to sleep at night and can't, the thing that they're most worried about is high prices. That's not to say they're not worried about other things, but it's high prices, and we can't lose sight of that. We can get these high prices down, but we're going to have to do three things, and I think Scott understands. Number one, we've got to reduce spending. Number two, we've got to deregulate the economy so goods and services cost less.
I have to speed him up. I have to put him on Adderall speed because he's slow as molasses.
And number three, we've got to redesign the tax code so it looks like somebody designed it on purpose. As you pointed out, since 2010, GDP growth is averaged a little over 2%. That's not enough. It's got to be 3% or better. That will stimulate the economy and grow wages. If we do those three things, as I think the Treasury Secretary understands, people will be able to deal with these high prices, and products and services will go down. But we're not talking enough. We're talking about the things we need to do, Larry, to get high prices down, but we're not tying them together for the American people. And the Treasury Secretary is very good at that.
Yeah.
Most of the publicity has been on the spending cuts. And look, I'm all for them. I think Elon Musk is a rock star. The tofu crowd is mad, but when you trim fat, pigs squeal. That's just the way the world works. That's the law of nature.
Because when prices were rising in the United States, I didn't hear CNN talking about that much. As a matter of fact, you ignored most of it while it was hurting the American people. So let the president negotiate on tariff policy. That is what he's doing, and it's going to work out to the better. You didn't cover it the way it needed to be covered. Let's just be perfectly honest.
Okay, well, that's
you let the last administration get away with it, but the American people suffered as a result.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about the economy, Biden's economy, because the mainstream liberal media and the Democrats are finally acknowledging the truth, which is that Biden's economy is bad. Even though back in January, when Biden was still in office, CNN, these same people claimed that no, the economy is great. Everything is amazing.
Flashback. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I look at today, Donald Trump is inheriting one of the best economies that a president has inherited in a very long period of time. If you look at the fact that something like net migration at the border is lower than it was.
This guy's like, how much crack did you smoke before you got here?
Donald Trump took office. If you want to look at the stock market, you're looking at the stock market.
Two things can't be true. No, two things can't be true. The border needs to be secured further, and this number can be accurate.
This is the first time in dozens of years that a president has actually inherited a government where we don't have soldiers overseas in active combat zones. So, I mean, let's actually
again. This is the delusion is strong with this one. Somewhere, there's a platoon sitting around watching this on television and going, well, then where the hell are we at?
Look at where we are. We actually, or he is actually inheriting a government right now that is much better than any predecessor he's had before.
A few moments later.
The word of the day has to be uncertainty, John. I mean, the economic future of this country is deemed to be uncertain. When you look at these numbers, there's no economic indicator that shows that we are actually in the midst of a healthy or growing economy. Whether or not you're looking at job numbers, whether or not you're looking at wage numbers, whether or not you're looking at the stock market, there is nothing this president or Elon Musk or the House or Senate have done which actually show that economically we're on solid footing. I mean, and that's just a fact. Regardless of who comes on here, what panelist comes on here, what member of Congress comes on here, they can't point to one economic indicator that says that this economy is growing or going in the right direction. And again, this is what voters voted for.
We're currently living in Biden's economy, and it looks as if Biden's economy may or may not go into a recession. Now, I personally believe that we have been in a recession for a long time now. The mainstream liberal media just refuse to acknowledge it, but I believe that we have, okay, especially in the private sector, because our economy has been subsidized by the government, okay? The economy under Joe Biden is fake, okay? It was an economy propped up by government spending and fake government jobs that lead to no real productivity. And the Trump administration is trying to change that, okay? And that's what I want to talk about here today, because Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent gave a good speech, a good talk at the Economic Club in New York and also on CNBC to inform the American people about exactly what the Trump administration is doing. Like, what is the strategy of the Trump administration using tariffs, and also when it comes to reducing government spending and promoting growth in order to deal with the debt / the deficit, while also at the same time trying to rein in inflation. This is not an easy job. Okay, the Trump administration inherited a terrible economy from Joe Biden. It is going to take some time. But I think that people should really understand and be educated about what the Trump administration is doing. So I want to go ahead and play a clip here of Scott Bessent discussing the strategy on tariffs, which, by the way, if the tariffs are meant to eventually be able to lower taxes for the American people, low-key, I'm totally fine with that. But they're being used as a negotiation strategy. And again, potentially they could be used, if they're permanent, to give a tax cut to the American people if our trading partners don't capitulate to our demands. Take a look.
One thing we don't talk about a lot, and I think we're going to, is the tariff income. Right now, we have substantial tariff income from China that President Biden left on. And if we have new tariff income, we won't be able to score that since it won't go through the legislative process. But I could tell you that could be very substantial. And if you think about when people say, oh, tariffs are a regressive tax, that, well, are they a regressive tax if you then use the income from tariffs to no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime, making auto loans tax deductible? Those four policies, which President Trump put forward during the campaign, all accrue to the bottom 50% of wage earners and working Americans. So could you have a tariff policy that is in finances
All right, good news. Good news. CNN's getting called out. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds with politics tonight. I'll keep it light. Keep it light. Keep it light. A lot of times I throw these in here just because I'm like, okay, this is good news. This looks like a good news. So I check it out along the way, and if it goes all the way through, that's good. If not, we're just talking about the topic. But it's always good when they're getting called out. By the way, coming up on this week, I'm going to start mixing up on unveiling reality with new stuff. And so we're going to get out of the rabbit hole this week, the UFO alien rabbit hole. We're going to go to what I want to do is check out some of the deeper things, some other deeper stuff. I want to go have this interview. Patrick Beck Davis and this person named Lindy Lai, who was the ex-chair of the DNC, who's come out and made some interesting remarks about who was really in charge during Biden's terms, things like that. And I thought it was very interesting, it's kind of like pulling back the curtain on unveiling reality, right? So we're going to go take a look at that this week. And in that, she names those people who are really running the show during the Biden administration. So I think you guys will find that interesting, and make sure you check that out Wednesday night when we get back to business on that. And also, I do want to go down into some of the, again, more of the money laundering kind of aspects of things, like how that stuff worked, what's going to be falling apart, what are some places that we still have to keep an eye on. There's some stuff that I've just not been able to get to, so I'll be utilizing Wednesday nights a little bit better. I still probably try to do one a month on just keeping up with the grift closure 2025. But because it just keeps getting, there's always good stuff coming around that's entertaining to listen to the nonsense, but I don't want to do it every week. So it may get a little old if I do it every week. So that's what I'm hearing from you guys. That's what I'm seeing. So we will be doing that.
Sounds like an interesting turn to take.
Yeah, there's other things about that are out there that we need to investigate, right? Take a look at, learn about, and that'll be like Wednesday night, our break from a deeper dive into the world of corrupt politics. But
you always want to.
Well, it's a long form interview, so that would take up a whole episode of Wednesday night. I don't think that'd be appropriate there, so we'll put it on that show. We'll see how it does. I think you guys will like it. It's pretty interesting.
Cool.
I mean, she's coming out basically saying things that you'd only know if you're on the inside. So good stuff. Let's see. Did you see that they proved that almost all documents signed by Joe Biden were done by auto pen, except for the signatures on the document saying that he was dropping out of the campaign? Yeah, I think I remember hearing something about the auto pen.
Those had to be, foolproof, no loopholes.
Yeah, and he wasn't the one in charge, and that's kind of wild. They also talk about how they didn't really ever like Kamala Harris, how she got in. Like the insider knowledge, just this chick drops is pretty remarkable, and I don't hear anybody else talking about it. So it'll be learning. It'll be some learning, some good learning. And it also kind of illustrates what kind of trouble they're in. It'd be so great if they just all disappeared in one shot.
That's what they do. They're all going to eat each other. That's what they do. They got nobody else to pick on, so they're stuck with each other. They're just going to go at each other because nobody wants to be accountable. So they're just going to start pointing fingers and blowing up everybody else's spot. Which, yay, go ahead, do it all day long. Do it all day long. Yeah, I don't know if you were looking along in chat. Anunnaki's been through it, and you chose to come to the U.S. Thank you very much. We're happy to have you. And there's certain groups. See, I don't hate any particular groups. I don't like fundamentalist groups. I don't like when people take it too far. Extremists in any demographic, any group, they're the ones that are dangerous. They're the ones that I have a problem with. But normally, like the regular people of different faiths and religions and backgrounds, they're just living their lives the same way we are.
I voted for.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's the extremists and, the ones with the political power, the ones who have all the reach that, I feel like it's okay to hate on them. Just don't, maybe like generalize the people. I feel bad for the people of a lot of these groups because they're just like us. They're just trying to get through the day, raise their families, be, good people according to their faith. But the ones that take it to the extreme, those are the ones that cause all the problems. And they create that narrative that shadows everybody under that umbrella. And it's sad.
Well, it's useful idiot syndrome. But check it out. Some people break through that and move on. And when they do, they're amazing. And that's some good news, isn't it?
I voted for Democrats my whole life. They never did anything they promised. They would come to the black church and sing some Negro spirituals with us and then disappear, peer. Once they got our vote, they never did anything they promised. I vote for a Republican once in my life, and this dude done did everything he promised on steroids. He ain't even been in office 2 months, and everything I voted for, I'm getting. It's amazing. Do he sleep? Like this dude, if he sleeps, he wake up on a mission to do what Nakia voted for.
What Nakia
voted for? Nakia want me to fix that border. I'm on it. Nakia want to make sure them tax dollars is being spent for Americans more than anybody else. I'm on it. Like this dude wakes up. I feel like with me in mind. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he be thinking about me. It's like being at the casino. You put in that Democrat coin, you put it in and you pull the thing and you're going to win.
Good to see you, buddy.
You're gonna win. You put in another Democrat coin and you pull the thing and no, you didn't win. You put in that Republican coin. I put in a Republican coin for the first time. Pulled the
bells and whistles, baby. Jackpot.
Won.
Be leaders ourselves. Black women are being used by the Democratic Party.
All of these social economic indicators are in the negative.
I just want to say that. I just want to show you that right there. That was good.
That was awesome. Ding, 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 ding.
I want to clip that in other places.
That was a great visual.
And a couple other noteworthy things without me pulling any videos up or any kind of visuals. Elon Musk and Trump terminate Obama's presidential library lease. So we didn't need that anyways. A bunch of bullshit in there.
That was costing how many billions?
I don't know, but it's stupid. Did
you see the list, the realty list of just vacant properties that we pay for monthly? Some of them are like $18 million a month in rent. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Also, IRS to fire 45,000 staffers. Trump fulfilling promise to shrink federal government. Yeah. So that's another thing that popped out.
So I have nothing against the IRS, whoever's listening, because I haven't filed my taxes yet. So I got nothing against you. Do you, boo? Until April 15th or 13th, whatever. It's sad that I still live. I don't live in fear of any agency except them. They're the only ones.
Let's see what we got here. Okay. We're gonna do some throwbacks here. But before we do, I gotta show you some really cool stuff on cool things. That's coming up right now. So let me just do this. Let me do that. And let me do
Filters
this.
change the way we feel. Blurry lines between what's real. Cool things a thrill we chase. Time's a blur in this fast-paced race. I'm lost in a world of cool things, streaming through my endless dreams. Every frame, a piece of me, it shows. Cool things wherever I go. Like a lit screams call out my name. Pixelated
Oh shoot! There we go. Hey, check this cat out. Hold on. I don't know if that freaking song could cut it. So check this guy out. Look at this. What a cool looking coat, right? Have you ever seen a cat look like that?
A tortie like that? No. He's adorbs. Oh my goodness. He's a Tabatort.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. That's what I named him. He's a Tabatort.
Tabatort?
Yeah, he's half tabby, half tortoise. He's got like a little calico to him.
I know, but he looks like he's wearing like a leather jacket.
Yeah. He's got wrestler's gear on. Oh, he's the Randy Orton cat. He's got the little black undies on and the black vest.
He's doing anything to adopt him.
Oh, I would totally take him. I mean, that's a given.
He looks very comfortable. He looks warm with that jacket on.
He does. He also looks like he's a problem. Look at the patterns. The patterns are cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the black. It looks like he's got a paw print on that one shoulder.
Yeah, man. I thought that's a very unique looking cat. Have you ever seen a cat that unique? Let me know in the chat.
I think that's a girl cat. The front of the face is too narrow.
Ah, I see.
So cute though. I want like all the cats. I want to teach them all how to like use the toilet though, because this whole litter thing that's for the birds.
So I got a throwback story, a couple throwback stories. Was this worth watching? Hold on.
I don't know, but T-Rex said dogs are useful and cats are just tiny tigers that we let live in our houses. That's absolutely 100% incorrect. They're tiny tigers who let us live in their houses. That's how cats work. They don't live with us. They allow us to live with them and pay all the bills. Cats are the ultimate divas, and we love them for it. Look, I see that he talks to his cat, and I'm like, I get jealous. I'm like, really? Like, really? Look at the face. He's like, all
right. So,
yep. Go ahead.
Fair enough, Shelly. Fair enough.
100% agree.
All right, so we're going to. All right, so we're going to go back in time. 50 things only those who grew up in the 70s will remember. So T-Rex, this will be learning for you, but most people here will be like, "Oh yeah." All right.
Oh, I'm gonna be so excited.
Trends to unforgettable toys and TV shows. It was a decade filled with unique moments that defined a generation. Join us as we dive into 50 things that only those who lived through the 70s will truly remember. 1. The Easy Bake Oven.
Bulb not included. Here's what you can make in an easy bake mini wave oven.
Nothing felt more empowering as a kid in the 1970s than baking your own tiny cakes and cookies with the Easy Bake Oven. The magic. It wasn't high tech. It used a simple light bulb to cook the treats. Kids would mix packets of batter, slide the mini pan into the oven, and wait impatiently as the little bulb did its job. Sure, the results often tasted a bit unique, but the joy of cooking your own dessert made every bite worth it. 2. Feathered hair. Farrah Fawcett's feathered hair became the gold standard for style in the 1970s. Whether you were at school, work, or out on the town, everyone tried to achieve those perfect, soft waves that flipped outward just right. Achieving the look often required hours with a blow dryer, a round brush, and cans of hairspray. For boys, this style also found its way into popularity. Longer hair with subtle feathering was a staple of the era.
Leaf Garrett.
Unbreakable, shatterproof miracle clackers. Look for miracle clackers.
I love
Clackers were
clackers. What a way to kill
deceptively
yourself.
simple toy. 2 acrylic balls attached to a string that you swung up and down to make them smack together. The faster you swung, the louder the clacking sound, and the greater the risk of bruised hands or worse. Clackers were thrilling but borderline dangerous, leading to bans in some places. Still, for kids in
Bans.
the 70s, they were a rite of
Well, they were good
passage,
made of
testing
wood.
both patience and coordination. 4. Schoolhouse rock.
Then they made them out of glass and they shattered.
Who knew learning could be so catchy? Schoolhouse Rock aired between Saturday morning cartoons and taught kids everything from
remember them.
grammar, conjunction junction, what's your function, to math. 3 is a magic number. The animated shorts were so engaging that kids often didn't realize they were learning. Those catchy tunes stuck in your head long after the TV was off. Decades later, their educational magic remains unforgettable. 5. Bell-bottom jeans. Bell-bottoms weren't just
Oh,
pants,
yeah.
they were a statement. With flared legs that started narrow at the knee and exploded into a dramatic sweep, these jeans were everywhere in the 1970s. Whether paired
To be
with
fair, they
platform
came
shoes,
back.
tie-dye shirts, or even fringed
They were just
vests,
called boot
bell-bottoms
cut.
symbolized individuality and rebellion. By the end of the decade, they had become so iconic that they still instantly scream 1970s in any photo. 6. The Electric Company.
Oh my goodness. Yay!
Before cable TV brought educational programming to every household, the Electric Company ruled the airwaves. Aimed at slightly older kids than Sesame Street, this PBS show featured catchy songs, fun skits, and guest stars. A young Morgan Freeman, anyone. Its playful approach to teaching reading and grammar made it a hit with both kids and parents. And its funky 1970s aesthetic made learning feel fresh.
Oh my God, the
and
gorilla.
cool.
I forgot
7.
about him.
CB radios. Before cell phones and the internet, CB, Citizens Band radios, were a way to communicate, especially on the road. Thanks to movies like Smokey and the Bandit, CB radios
Hell
became
yeah.
a cultural phenomenon, with everyone adopting their own handle, nickname.
My mother's
Phrases
still
like
White
Lieutenant
Cloud.
Four, Good Buddy, and Breaker
50
Breaker
years later.
entered the lexicon. Kids loved pretending to be truckers, and even families would tune in just for fun.
And
8.
are good,
Trapper
buddy.
Keepers.
Won't fall out. And I've got a tractor folder for each subject. That's pretty neat.
The Trapper Keeper was the holy grail of school supplies. With its bold, colorful designs, Velcro closure, and pockets to organize
That was
everything,
Mariel
it made
Hemingway.
kids feel like they had their lives together. Though it became more iconic in the 1980s,
I know those
its
eyebrows
debut
anyway.
in the late 70s set the stage for decades of academic organization. Owning one wasn't just practical, it was a status symbol. 9. Pet rocks.
Amazing
In a world
Disgrace
without
hasn't seen
smartphones or TikTok,
T-Rex's
the idea
intro.
of a pet rock somehow took off. Marketed as the perfect low-maintenance pet, each rock came in a small cardboard box with breathing holes and instructions for care. While it started
God,
as
I
a
wish I'd
tongue-in-cheek
thought of that,
gift,
Griff.
the craze swept the nation in 1975. It's a reminder of how something as simple and silly as a rock could become a cultural
Hey, Solomon.
phenomenon in the 1970s. 10. The Fisher-Price Chatter Telephone. This iconic toy introduced countless toddlers to the idea of talking on the phone. With its smiling face, spinning rotary dial, and wheels for pulling it around, the Chatter Telephone was a staple of 1970s childhoods. Even though it didn't actually work, kids loved pretending to make important calls. Decades later, its cheerful
I didn't
design
have a
remains
pet
one of
rock,
Fisher-Price's most beloved creations.
I did
11.
try to grow sea
Rotary
monkeys, though.
telephones. If you wanted to call
Frickin'
someone in
shrimp.
the 1970s, you neaded patience and a rotary telephone. Each number had to be dialed
I
by
love
turning the
rotary
wheel
phones.
and waiting for it to spin back. Heaven forbid you messed up the last digit. You'd have to start all over. These phones were solid and built to last, often in classic colors like avocado green or mustard yellow. They might seem cumbersome today,
have
but
both.
the distinctive clicking sound of dialing remains a hallmark of the era. 12. Light Bright.
That's my favorite. I love Light Bright. I wish I had one now.
This
That would
glowing
keep me so
masterpiece maker
occupied.
was pure joy for kids in the 70s. You'd place black paper over the light bright screen, insert colored plastic pegs, and watch your creation
Literally
light
the
up.
cheapest
Whether
gift
it was
you
a
give somebody.
pre-made design
$5.
or something
Done.
entirely original, it felt magical. The bright, colorful lights were mesmerizing, making it a toy that kept kids entertained for hours.
I put
and
those in
occasionally
bulk
stepping on
for
those
my kids in my
tiny
class.
barefoot was an unforgettable pain. 13. Metal lunchboxes.
Yeah!
Carrying a metal lunchbox to school
I had that
wasn't
one.
just about your sandwich.
And I had a Star
it was
Wars
about
one.
showing off your personality.
from Empire.
Star Wars to the $6 Million Man.
See?
Sturdy boxes were adorned with characters, shows, or bands you loved. Inside, a matching thermos kept your drink warm or cold, and you felt invincible walking into the cafeteria with your favorite design. While they've since been replaced by softer
thermos is
options,
soft.
these boxes are still treasured by collectors today. 14. Mood rings. Mood rings were the ultimate 70s accessory, marketed as a way to read your emotions.
Said I was
These
always
rings
angry.
changed color based on temperature, which
So did the
supposedly
ring.
reflected your mood. From blue for calm to amber for nervous, every kid was fascinated by the
was
magic of the
always
shifting
black.
colors.
Was I dead?
Whether or not the moods were accurate didn't matter. It was all about the mystery and fun of wearing one. 15. The overhead projector. In classrooms of the 1970s,
that was an awesome
the overhead
thing.
projector was king. Teachers would write or draw on transparent sheets, projecting the images onto the chalkboard. Whether it was math problems or maps for geography lessons, students watched in awe as the light bulb and magnifying lens brought lessons to life. Of course,
I
the
still
real
had
fun
one of
was
my-
when the teacher let you come up and write on the transparency yourself. 16. Disco balls. No party in the 70s was complete without a disco ball. Suspended from the ceiling, it cast sparkling light across the room as it rotated slowly, transforming any space into a mini dance club. Whether you were grooving to the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack or simply enjoying the colorful reflections, the disco ball became an iconic symbol of the decade's nightlife and fun-loving spirit.
I had a disco light.
The smell of fresh Ditto copies. Before photocopiers were commonplace, teachers
Dittos,
used
all
Ditto
that
machines
blue
to make
ink
copies.
all over your
These purple
fingers.
inked sheets had a distinctive chemical smell that kids loved, even if they weren't supposed to sniff them. When a stack of freshly printed Dittos landed on your desk, it was a sign that something exciting, like a pop quiz or coloring activity, was about to happen. That scent became a quirky yet unforgettable part of classroom life.
Oh my
in the
God, those
1970s.
we had those exact
18.
ones.
Dodgeball. Gym class in the 70s
Ring.
often meant one thing: dodgeball.
I can
With
smell the
balls
rubber.
flying across the
Oh.
room. The game was a mix of adrenaline, skill, and occasional terror. Getting hit squarely in the face stung like crazy, but it was all part of the fun. There were no foam balls or extra safety measures, just the thrill
Dodgeball
of
was the
dodging and
best.
satisfaction
Oh my
of taking
God.
out your opponent with a well-aimed throw. 19.
Hell yeah, you learn
Stretch
to get the hell out of the
Armstrong.
way.
For aspiring young professional wrestlers, there is the Stretch Armstrong doll.
Stretch Armstrong was the toy
There you
every
go.
kid wanted. This rubbery
Our
action
first
figure
Mr.
could be pulled,
Fantastic.
twisted, and stretched to ridiculous lengths before snapping back into shape. Kids would team up to see how
Pink
far they
ones
could
don't either,
stretch it,
amazing.
and sometimes they stretched too far, causing the mysterious goo inside to ooze out. Despite his fragile nature, Stretch Armstrong became an enduring symbol of 1970s toy innovation. 20. Water beds. In the 1970s, having a bed wasn't just about sleeping, it was a statement. These beds, filled with water instead of springs or foam, promised a unique floating experience. While they were undeniably cool, they were also notorious for leaks and being incredibly hard to move. Still, for
They
many,
were hard to
water
get
beds
out
represented
of.
the height of
There
groovy
was no
bedroom
jumping
trends,
out of a water
complete with
bed.
lava lamps and shag carpeting. 21. Saturday morning cartoons. The 1970s were the golden age of Saturday morning
There you go.
cartoons. Kids would
Fantastic
wake up
Four.
early, grab a bowl of sugary cereal, and plant themselves in front of the TV for hours of animated adventures. Shows like Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, The Jetsons, and Super Friends ruled the lineup. It was a weekly ritual that turned Saturday mornings into sacred, magical moments, and parents knew not to interrupt. 22. Atari Pong.
With digital scoring, variable speed, Telstar Hockey. Each player controls a goalie plus a...
Before gaming consoles became household staples, there was Pong. This simple two-player video game mimicked table
were you
tennis
screwed
with a
if it got
bouncing
behind
square
your
ball
cursor?
and two paddle-like lines. Released in the early 70s, it introduced millions to the idea of playing games on a screen. The excitement of controlling that little dot back and forth felt revolutionary, even if today it seems laughably basic. 23. Milk in glass bottles. Whether
Yes,
delivered
please.
to your doorstep or served at school, milk in glass bottles was a
And
staple
eggs
of
and cheese.
1970s life. These bottles, often with a paper or foil cap, were reusable and made a satisfying clinking sound when handled. At school, kids drank from small glass bottles, and at home, many remember the sound of the milkman's truck as he made his rounds. 24. Earth shoes. Earth shoes were all the rage in the 1970s, thanks to
Were
their
they really?
unique negative heel
They
design
were
that promised
nurses
better
for the
posture
war.
and health benefits. They had a funky look with the heel sitting lower than the toe, but that didn't
And they
stop
made
them
them
from
white.
becoming a fashion statement. While they've largely disappeared from closets today, anyone who wore them remembers their quirky charm and maybe the slight backache they left behind. 25 happy days. This hit TV show transported viewers back to the 1950s, but became a defining part of the 1970s. With Richie Cunningham, his wholesome family, and the effortlessly cool Fonzie. Hey, Happy Days was a cultural phenomenon. It didn't just entertain, it influenced everything from fashion to catchphrases and even spawned spin-offs
Jumping the
like
shark.
Laverne and Shirley.
Get on it.
26 Big Wheels.
Big wheel. And the green machine.
Big wheel Cobra with license plate.
The ultimate ride for
License
kids in the
plate.
1970s.
I had a big wheel.
Big wheels were low to the ground tricycles with oversized
It was
front
red and
wheels.
yellow.
Kids raced them down sidewalks and driveways, performing dramatic spins with the handbrake. It was
Whoa, sorry.
I wiped out on that big wheel so many freaking times. They didn't turn well at
for
all.
many, the sight
Nah.
of a bright plastic big wheel is a one-way ticket to childhood nostalgia. 27 beanbag chairs.
Oh
No
yeah.
1970s
I miss
living
my
room or
beanbag.
You guys
bedroom
still
was
have these?
complete without a beanbag chair. These
They still
squishy,
have them. They're
oversized
expensive as
sacks
shit
of fabric
now.
were a cozy spot to lounge,
Right.
watch TV, or read a book. They came in
The
bright,
worst was
funky
when they
colors,
split and all the
perfectly
little
matching
white
the
pellets
era's
came out.
psychedelic aesthetic. While they occasionally leaked tiny beads, they were a defining part of
You had a
relaxed
cat, they were gonna
70s
leak.
decor. 28 8-track tapes. Before cassettes and CDs, there were 8 tracks, the clunky
Oh, yeah.
plastic cartridges that delivered music on the go. Whether you were rocking out to Fleetwood Mac in your car or blasting Elton John on your home player, 8 tracks were everywhere in the 1970s. They weren't
They
perfect.
sure
The
were.
songs often cut off mid-track, but they paved the way for the music portability we take for granted today. 29 Polaroid cameras.
Oh, those are still
Photography
around.
was a revolution in the 1970s, and Polaroid cameras made it happen. Snap a photo, wait a minute, and watch the image develop right before your eyes. It was perfect for capturing family moments, vacations, or goofy candid shots. The chunky
Yeah,
cameras
that's not
and
what
glossy
you
prints
for.
became a hallmark of the decade, and Polaroids still evoke a sense of instant nostalgia. 30. Scooby-Doo, where are you? This iconic cartoon followed a group of mystery-solving teens and their lovable Great Dane, Scooby-Doo. With
Yeah,
its spooky
and Naki, they better
settings,
mention
memorable
Dukes of
villains,
Hazzard.
and unforgettable catchphrases, Roo-Ro Raggy. The show was a Saturday morning favorite. Scooby Snacks, The Mystery Machine, and unmasking the bad guy at the end made it timeless for anyone who grew up in the 70s. 31. Vinyl records.
Right.
In the 1970s,
Hell
vinyl
yeah.
records weren't just a way to listen to music. They were an experience. From flipping through albums at the record store to carefully placing the needle on the turntable, every step was part of the ritual. The crackle of the record starting up and the large, colorful album covers were just as memorable as the music itself. Whether it was Fleetwood Mac, Led Zeppelin, or ABBA, vinyl ruled the decade.
DC back in
32,
black.
The Brady Bunch.
Right.
Blended families everywhere found their heroes in the Brady Bunch. With 6 kids, a wise housekeeper, and 2 endlessly patient parents. The
Alice
show
really
was a mix
wise?
of humor, wholesome lessons, and quirky situations. From the iconic opening theme song to Martin's infamous "Oh My Nose" moment, the Brady Bunch captured the heart of a generation. 33. Spirograph. The
I
Spirograph
still
was the
love
ultimate
those.
creative toy for kids in the 1970s. Using
That's my
plastic
version
gears
of a
and colored pens,
spinner.
you could create intricate geometric patterns that looked like magic. It wasn't just fun, it felt artistic. Kids would spend hours designing colorful spirals and proudly showing them off, making it a must-have for any aspiring young artist. 34. Platform shoes.
Thomas.
Platform shoes weren't just footwear. They were a statement. Whether worn at the disco or out on the street, these towering
came
shoes
back in
added
the late
inches to your
90s.
height and style to your
I was
outfit. From glittery
was
designs to
cold.
bold colors, platforms were the perfect match for bell-bottoms and jumpsuits. Just walking in them without toppling over was an achievement. 35. Macrame. Macrame was everywhere in the 1970s. From plant holders to wall hangings, this
That was
intricate
my
knotting
mother's
art was a
hobby.
staple of home decor. It brought a bohemian vibe to living rooms and
Bohemian
bedrooms, often paired with shag carpets and earthy
So
tones.
many plant
DIY
hangers.
kits made it easy for anyone to jump on the macrame trend, and many did. 36. The Partridge Family. This musical TV family captured the hearts of viewers in the 1970s, traveling in their colorful patchwork painted bus. They performed catchy songs like I Think I Love You while dealing with everyday family antics.
David Cassidy.
Became a teenage heartthrob, and Shirley Jones's motherly charm made the show a classic.
First person with long hair, I was like, oh
Charlie's
my God, I
Angels.
want that.
This glamorous trio of crime-fighting women defined girl power in the 1970s. Whether it was Farrah Fawcett's iconic feathered hair or the Angels' knack for solving mysteries in style, the show was a pop culture sensation. With a mix of action, intrigue, and fashion, Charlie's Angels inspired countless kids to play detective. 38 film strips. In classrooms of the 1970s, film strips were the peak of educational technology. Teachers loaded the projector, dimmed the lights, and clicked through a series of still images while a narrator
when you
explained
heard
the
that
topic.
cart
A
rolling in.
familiar beep signaled when it was time to advance to the next frame. While they might seem low-tech today, watching film strips felt exciting back then. 39, The Muppet Show.
Oh, my favorite.
The Muppet Show brought Jim Henson's
Those
lovable
jokes
puppets
were
into
so
prime
over my
time.
head as a
Kermit the
kid.
Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, and the gang entertained audiences with a mix of comedy, music, and
Oh, hell
guest
yeah.
stars. Whether
Hell
you were
yeah.
laughing at the antics of Statler and Waldorf
Okay,
or
even I
humming
had
along
one.
to Mana Mana, the show was pure joy. 40, Clocks with Flip Numbers.
Inside Wisconsin's largest scratch and dent department, found exclusively at Appliance World.
In the 1970s, flip clocks
You know,
were
you
a
all can hear
futuristic
that
addition
click
to any
right
bedside
before the
table.
alarm goes
Instead
off.
of hands on a dial, these clocks had mechanical flaps that flipped over to display the time. The soft click as the numbers changed was oddly satisfying, and their modern
It
look
really
made them a
was.
favorite of the era's design trends. 41, Rock'em
Rock'em
Sock'em
Sock'em.
Robots.
Oh, those are awesome.
Robots. Bye-bye.
These plastic battling robots were a 1970s must-have. Kids spent hours controlling the red and blue fighters, aiming
Bro,
to
you could
knock
work
each
up a
other's block
sweat
off.
fighting somebody with
Literally,
those.
the satisfying pop when you landed a punch and sent your opponent's head springing up was the ultimate victory. Simple but endlessly entertaining, these robots became a staple of family game nights. 42, black and white TVs. While color TVs were becoming more common in the 1970s, many households still had trusty black and white sets.
I had a
Watching
black
shows
and
like
white
the
TV
Andy
in my
Griffith
room.
Show or old movie reruns in
Dial you
grayscale had
turn
its
by
charm.
hand.
Adjusting the antenna or fiddling with the dials to get a clearer picture was part of the experience. It may seem ancient now, but these TVs held a special place in living rooms everywhere. 43, tube tops. Tube tops were a
Oh, bring
summer
those
staple
back.
in the
I love
1970s.
those.
These stretchy, strapless tops were bold, fun, and perfect for staying cool. They came in bright colors and patterns, often paired with high-waisted shorts or bell bottoms. While they required a bit of
They were
confidence
set
to
up
wear,
for
they
humiliation.
embodied the carefree spirit of the decade. 45, Scooby Snacks. Inspired by the beloved
A lot of
cartoon
Scooby stuff here.
Scooby-Doo, Scooby Snacks weren't just for dogs. They became a real-life snack for kids, too. Whether you
Can't
tried a
believe I
box
never
of the
figured
graham
out why
cracker
he had the
versions or
munchies
simply
all the time.
loved imagining what Scooby and Shaggy were eating,
Easy
these
access,
treats were
baby.
a quirky part of childhood in the 70s. And yes, many kids tried dog biscuits just to see what all the fuss was about. 46, handwritten notes. Before texts and emails, kids passed handwritten notes in class, folded into
Hell yeah,
intricate
we had
shapes.
special
These
ways to
notes
fold
carried
them.
everything from secret crush confessions to inside jokes. The act of passing a note without getting caught by the teacher was an art form. Receiving one was
Oh, we're
always
sneaky.
exciting, and reading it felt like being part of a secret world. 47, lava lamps. Lava lamps
I
were
never got the
epitome of
draw.
groovy decor in the 1970s.
I
Blobs of
I never
wax
saw the
floating in a
appeal of them.
liquid-filled glass tube.
It makes me.
created
I
a
had one. It makes me
mesmerizing
wonder what
effect,
the hell
perfect
happened
for
to it.
bedrooms
Like you
or
see
living
something like this, you're
rooms.
like, what
These
the hell
psychedelic
happened to that
lamps
thing? I
added
had one.
ambiance and were a staple of the era's funky aesthetic. Watching the
Means the
lava
minute you
rise and
blink, your
fall
parents
was
threw it out.
strangely hypnotic. 49, petroleum jelly as lip gloss. Before fancy lip balms and glosses,
Okay, I still
many
use
kids
that.
turned to petroleum jelly. It was shiny, easy to find in the medicine cabinet, and felt luxurious to
Again, when you
apply.
put it on,
Often smeared on in generous amounts. It became a budget-friendly
you put your
beauty hack for the
in-screen
70s
thing on
generation.
too soon.
Plus, it doubled as a fix for dry skin.
This is why you don't do that.
Practical and glamorous.
Yep, there you go.
Formed
All
during
right.
the early part of the hairband era of rock music, Rat dominated the 80s, selling millions of records while hitting hedonistic heights and tragic lows. Today, let's talk about the album that started it all. Before we get
Round and
started,
round.
be sure to hit the bell.
You guys, I think I was going to say that for next time. But the story of Rat from living in a garage to millionaires in just 1 year. Like, I don't know if a lot of people realize how fast that band blew up, but that was one of those bands. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I liked Round and Round. I liked Rat. I liked the whole album actually, but it wasn't for everybody. I remember that. So, what did you guys think of that? A blast from the past there. Pretty cool, huh? Those are old cool things.
There you go.
Yeah.
The rat commercial a couple years ago was great. I don't remember what songs they did, to be perfectly honest.
Round and Round.
Oh, that was theirs?
Mhm.
Okay.
That was their big hit. But they had other good songs. But you had to be into the band to know that they had other good songs. Otherwise, you just hear Round and Round.
Well, where I lived, they just played the same, like the top 10, and that was it. It was just over and over and over. We were ruled by Casey Kasem where I lived. So what he said went. Apparently, I didn't hear a lot of music there. Like a lot.
The top 40 was rigged. People thought it was real. That was the sad part. It was very rigged.
It was all I had access to. It was all I had access that and like the old stuff.
Probably. Yep. Let me get the next segment here.
I remember seeing like the band logo and everything on like the high schoolers' wife beaters because every T-shirt had to turn into a wife beater in Jersey because God forbid they have sleeves. But yeah, I remember seeing like for them, for Slayer, the Scorpions, like bands that I never saw on MTV ever, like ever. You never saw videos for any of them. MTV only really ran like a couple Motley Crue, some Van Halen, and that was only while they still had David Lee Roth. Once he left, they were like, nope. They almost played like no Metallica. They had like none of that. Poison, Bon Jovi, Skid Row, Warrant. One song by Cinderella, like literally one, and Whitesnake. That was pretty much what MTV ran, like on a loop. So if they didn't have that, forget it. Jersey Shore kid here. Really? Oh my goodness. I'm a Jersey girl, if you couldn't tell from the accent. But I'm North Jersey. I'm from Hoboken. But I did live down the shore. I lived in Toms River, Manasquan, Asbury Park. Been all around there my whole life. So Jersey Shore kid in the house. Oh, that made me happy. I miss my Jersey. I do a little bit. It's only been 6 months. I do. I'm
she's gonna go back.
You know.
She's already talking about going back.
No, I'm not going back. No, I've done that already. That didn't work out well for me. One song from Twisted Sister. Well, we're not going to take it. And what was the other one? See, you're proving your point. Oh my God. The only one I could think of is We're Not Going to Take It.
Yep, that was a big hit.
They love that video.
But again, if you got the album, there's a lot of good songs in the album.
Oh, and the Beastie Boys. They always played the Beastie Boys. Nonstop.
Mm.
But only the one song. I didn't know like any of their songs till I was older. All I know is You Gotta Fight for the Right to Party. That was the only one they ever played. Like Paul Revere, all those. I didn't know any of those.
Those are good. No, we used to listen to the whole albums. Talking Heads, awesome. Very much so. Great band ahead of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Saw Metallica. Yeah, I've seen them a few times. Can't remember the years though. I want to rock. Great band. Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah. No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
I never heard of Brass Monkey.
My Funky Monkey?
Mm-mm.
Brass Monkey?
Nope.
The Funky Monkey?
Nope.
Vinyl, what's up? I saw Van Halen with Hagar 95. I think I did too.
Nice.
I think I saw that tour too, actually. I think I saw that tour as well. They jammed out. It was a good time.
I wanted to go to
I
those.
forgot. Thanks for bringing that up. I forgot I'd seen Van Halen. Play that for her? Okay, yeah, I'll do that. There you go. Heidi remembers now. That Funky Monkey. Yep. And there's Cheap Trick. ZZ Top.
ZZ Top, I know. Cheap Trick, I know. What was that one about the ride of Paul Revere? Yeah, that was the Beastie Boys, Paul Revere.
Yep.
But I didn't hear that one until I was in my 20s. And Beastie Boys came out 8th grade. They were super popular. So I was 88. Everybody sang that song. We used to watch that video. We didn't know what was going on in that video. We had no idea. When I got older, I was like, oh, I feel for the parents more than I felt for the kids.
Sabotage. Yeah. Great one.
Sabotage. Unlawful Carnal Knowledge Tour. That's the Van Halen one?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It was for unlawful carnal knowledge. F-U-C-K.
Heidi, we are not old. We are cultured. That's what we are. We amassed all this culture. We're sophisticated. Eclectic. Bad company, yeah.
Yep. There you go. Slayer, Metallica. Where's the Anthrax, man? You got the Anthrax in there. Name all your favorite old bands right now.
So many good. Oh, there was Quiet Riot, but I only really like that one song. Ted Nugent.
There you go.
Styx was really good. And his kid, Moon Unit and Dweezil. Lord. Like, tell me you were high when you named your kids. I mean, really.
Seen the Rolling Stones live too.
I mean, I met him. I met Mick Jagger, but I didn't go to any of their concerts. My favorite concert was the Billy Joel concert that I went to.
Hall & Oates I saw live, and I didn't even know that was going to happen. I literally got I was working at it was on an Air Force base for I think 4th of July or something. And I was working for a company that was just making sandwiches there, like vending. Little after high school job or something like that. And sure enough, Hall & Oates was playing that night. And was it what they wasn't like the other time I saw Huey Lewis in the news. I've seen them a few times randomly too. Like this shows that you end up seeing that you didn't plan to go to. I got a bunch of stories like that.
Oh.
See, when I saw Anthrax, they were spandex and hairspray. Yeah. Yeah. Including during the Olympics, the Atlanta Olympics. Somehow I talked my way into getting into James Brown at a like upstairs, like small show. I was literally standing. It was a barely raised stage. I was literally standing right in front of them. It was crazy. And I got split up from my group that night because it was like, heavy drinks and stuff like that. And this wild times of the young person, wild times, Olympics, just crazy energy. And I don't know how I did it. I didn't wait in this line. And I didn't have a band to go in, but I remember just looking down at my wrist and the bouncer at the door. He's like, "Where's your band?" I was just like looking at my wrist and like just holding it out there with nothing on it, going, "Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man." And he just let me in.
Oh,
I don't know how I did it. I did a lot of amazing back in those days. I don't understand how I, one, survived, and two, got away with half of it. Somehow I did. I used up all my luck, though.
That's not true.
I used up all my kid luck.
Oh, your kid luck, yes.
My youth luck.
Your youthful energy. It went toward
all kinds of things. Every night was an adventure. You never knew where you'd end up do or who you do. Yeah.
I'd rather live a big life than a safe life.
I feel like I've seen Billy Joel before too. I don't know why.
He was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I was sixth row. I was like, I can see him sweating. I was over the moon. And when he did Good Night Saigon and he brought the vets out, oh, that was it. I was bawling. Just the tears would not stop. It was literally like every hair on my body was standing up on edge.
Seen Billy Idol. Seen Billy Idol.
Ooh. Little
Mhm.
rebel hell.
It was
Love
fun.
him.
With post motorcycle accident.
I was messed up at an Elvis Costello concert, like really messed up. So his music was really trippy at some point.
Mm-hmm. That's the
I
thing about
enjoyed that
live
one.
music.
Mhm.
Music's an interesting thing. It's with something and it can add to it. When it's live, it's just to entertain people getting wasted. So it's like
Mhm.
take your pick.
Yeah.
Eyes without a face.
I was there in Maxwell's when they did the video for the E Street Band and Bruce Springsteen when he did Glory Days. He did it in
How's your
Hoboken.
guy?
Justin Timberlake did a video there recently. They were my friend Rachel was like, "Let's go." I was like, "How about no?" I was like, one, I'm not 20 anymore. Two, it's Justin Timberlake. Like I give a shit. I was like, I'm not going there battling like 14-year-olds to go look at him. She was like, I'm going. Good for you. You go.
Never saw Ben Folds 5.
Who's Ben Folds?
I
I love
was
Elvis Costello.
the Ben Folds 5.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That
You know what
tells
time it
me
is.
about as much as I knew before. But
Well, this
thank
might
you.
help.
I
This
love
might
the Eagles, MJ.
This It is. Piano player. No massacre. John Mayall. Mayall? Is that supposed to be Mayor?
I have no idea who that is. I know who John Mayer is.
All right. All right. All right, we get all that in. Okay, guys, here we go. Time for funny videos. We got time. It's time for because if we don't start now, we'll run out of time. There's Boston. It's more than a feeling, though. You guys keep naming them off and watch this. This is Angry Grandpa kicking us off this evening. Watching Two Girls in One Cup for the first time. Check it out.
Fuck you. All right, here we go, Dad. I done seen this, man. No, you saw Two Girls, One Finger. Well, goddamn, what's this? This is Two Girls, One Cup. One cup? Yeah, watch the video, Dad.
It's going to be copyrighted music.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, no! Oh, goddamn, that's the best shit I've ever seen in my life! Oh, my God! Oh, come on, man. I'm $100 here for, man. It ain't gonna make me sick. Oh, God!
He's regretting every life choice leading up till now.
Oh, shit! Ugh. Turn it off, babe. So that was Two Girls, One Cup. God damn it, Two Girls, I had that one goddamn cup. I wouldn't fuck it with your dick. Ugh, that's nasty. I ain't watching it again. I ain't gonna watch this shit again, I tell you that.
Nope. Nope. I ain't watching that shit again. And yeah, I love Desperado.
All right, if you're talking about John Mayer, the guy he plays with he plays with well, it's not the Grateful, the Dead. No, not the Grateful Dead. The Dead. I think right now. I think that's what they call themselves right now. He's literally playing the Jerry Garcia parts. So yeah, he's gone hippie. If you're talking about he started out as blues. I know the guy who taught him he went to Berkeley School of Music. I know the dude who taught him jazz. So yeah. I think that's who you're talking about. So anyways. So yeah, there's a good kicker, right? There's a good kickoff.
Yeah.
Here's a blast from the past.
Now, this just in, police officers in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, were asking people to be on the lookout for a man who robbed a store. And I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description. Okay. This is the guy they wanted people in Pennsylvania to be out on the lookout for. He's got a nose and some hair that goes like that, and he was wearing a hat at the time of this particular crime. It's got a chin that comes down to almost a point. Stands about 5 feet 4 inches tall. There it is. Get a good look for yourself. Oh, and now I'm getting word that police actually caught this guy, thanks to the sketch, no doubt. So here's a picture of the real guy next to the sketch that led to his arrest.
Where's the pointy chin?
It's uncanny, Lisa. The guy on the left is now charged with 2 counts of theft. Is being held in the Lancaster jail. And I say give that sketch artist a raise.
This wouldn't be so funny, except it's a real sketch.
That was actually the sketch that the police sent out to the good folks in Lancaster. And hey, to their credit,
They got it.
they came through. Minus the hat.
You had to take it off with the picture.
Mr. President, you're not listening to what we're trying to explain to you.
No one cares.
Mr. Zelensky, it's very important that you understand what we're trying to tell you here in that
Whatever.
can you show a little gratitude?
Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? My name is J.D. Vance. Who cares?
How about instead of insulting us, you say thank you? How about you say thank you for everything we've done?
Thank you. I don't care. I don't care.
Say thank you.
No, thank you. What was that? No, please.
Oh my face.
You totally kicked those guys' asses.
Become a member at freedomtunes.com for exclusive cartoons.
Looking like Cody Rhodes lately. Shit.
Hey, sleepyhead.
How long was I out for?
You were in a coma for 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah, I didn't think you'd ever come back. You actually lost me $100 just now, but I am glad you're awake.
Oh, I really missed you.
Can you make me a sandwich?
The last thing I remember was we were at that election party, dancing on tables, celebrating Biden's big win, saving America from Trump. Oh, God, can you imagine? That would have been such a disaster.
And that's when you fell off the table and hit your head.
What I hit my head on?
My brother's prosthetic leg, shattered it. He didn't feel a thing, though, but you certainly did.
Wow, I am so glad to be awake now.
You have a lot of dishes to do.
Oh, man, so tell me everything. What are things in our country like now?
Same old stuff going on.
No, seriously, what's been going on? Like, is Trump in prison?
No, he's in the White House.
What? In like a cell?
No, he's president.
What'd he do? Like lead a militia in and like take it over by coup?
No, he just got reelected.
How is that possible? Everybody hates him.
Well, while you were sleeping, that shifted a little bit. He actually won by a landslide. It's impressive.
I totally thought he'd go to jail.
Oh, he did. They arrested him, charged him with 34 felonies, convicted him of all those, tried to assassinate him twice, shot him once.
And he beat all that?
Yeah.
How?
Well, pretty spectacularly, actually.
Hey, dude.
Brent, I'm awake. Ugh.
Oh, hey, what's up? Yo, what's that smell?
Nikki shit herself like 3 days ago.
Why? That's disgusting.
It is.
Okay, so just explain to me what happened. Did Trump run against Biden again?
No. Well, yeah, for a while until Biden voluntarily withdrew himself from the race against his will. That was kind of a coup.
Okay, well, who did we run and how did we sidestep Kamala?
We ran Kamala.
Why? How did anyone think that was a good idea?
I don't think anybody but her thought it was a good idea.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's a democracy, you know, if she's who people voted for in the primary.
There wasn't a primary.
Really?
Yeah.
God, this is a nightmare to wake up to. I mean, things must be so dark and dangerous now that Trump is back in.
No, well, I don't know. I mean, Americans are more optimistic than ever before. There's more peace now, less wars. People are safer. The economy's doing great. Oh, your Bitcoin. You're technically a millionaire now.
I am?
Yeah, I tried to guess your password like a million times, so you still are. How long are you going to just lay in that?
Oh, my, wait. You're not wearing a mask. Did COVID end?
Sure did.
Oh, thank God. When?
Like about 3 months.
3 months ago?
No, 3 months before you went into a coma.
That's so weird. Okay, well, did Fauci come up with a cure? God, I bet he's got a Nobel Prize now, right?
No, he didn't get that. He did get a presidential pardon for crimes committed against humanity and all crimes he committed, in fact.
Man, I thought we'd never get over it with all those online spreaders of misinformation like RFK Jr.
Oh, he's the health secretary now.
The health secretary of what?
The country.
What the hell? Oh my God, wait, did my brother have his baby?
No. It turns out men can't get pregnant.
Since when?
Since Trump took office, somehow men's ovaries stopped functioning correctly. And it's just weird.
How could he get back into office? I mean, couldn't all those billionaires stop him?
Well, a lot of them started helping him, like Elon after he took over Twitter.
Huh?
Oh, Elon bought Twitter, then saved free speech. It was a whole thing. And then he campaigned for Trump. And now he's helping Trump run the government.
But Elon always hated Trump.
Used to. Now he loves Trump. Everybody loves Trump now.
Everybody?
I'll bet you want to shave your legs and wash those sheets.
I just need to relax and get my bearings. This is so stressful.
I'll get you a razor.
You know what'll help me? What if we take a few days off and rent that little beach house in the Gulf of Mexico?
Gulf of America.
What?
Well, there's no Gulf of Mexico anymore. Now it's called the Gulf of America. Please.
Why?
Trump.
Oh my God, this guy needs to be stopped.
Very cool, right?
Look, are there any other big changes I should know about before I try to get back into this coma?
Oh, you can say gay and retarded again.
That is so offensive.
Yay.
I didn't even say that.
God, Nikki, you need to clean this place up. The whole house smells retarded.
Oh, they're so politically incorrect.
Oh, yeah. Political correctness no longer exists.
Why not?
Trump.
This guy is the devil.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. It's just other people are then responsible for the feelings that their body creates based on their interpretation of your words. We're calling it now self-responsibility.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
That's retarded.
Don't forget to clean that up.
There you go.
That was great.
And with the absolute bombshell Epstein files that were released last week, here's what we learned. Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked minors to no one, and Epstein most definitely killed himself. The picture is really complete now. Case closed.
There you go.
Good evening and welcome to We Lied to You News, our top stories tonight. Zelensky recently visited Trump in the Oval Office and certainly dominated the situation. Tampon Tim is considering a 2028 presidential run. if we Democrats could be so lucky. And tonight we'll introduce a new segment on our show called It's Not Racist, It's a Democrat. All that and more tonight, but starting with Zelensky's visit to the White House. Zelensky showed up at the White House standing tall, about 5 feet to be exact, ready to dominate the peace negotiations. It started off with Trump making fun of the way he was dressed.
Dressed up today.
Yet Zelensky, who's developed a tough guy reputation by begging for handouts from anybody, put Trump in his place by nodding and probably not being smart enough to understand what Trump was doing. During the peace talks, Zelensky indicated he doesn't have any interest in ending the Russia-Ukraine war and demanded the U.S. continue to fund the endless war. But how would he get Trump to comply with that? He said the U.S. would feel pain if it didn't. How'd that work out for him? Well, here's what happened next. Take a look.
Tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what
this.
you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
Worked out pretty good, if you ask me. Next, Trump and Vance erroneously thought that a guy who has received over $200 billion in handouts, embezzled over half of that, and is now in the White House demanding more money, was acting a little ungrateful. Take a look.
This entire meeting?
No, in this
Even
entire meeting
today,
that you said thank
even
you,
today.
you went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October, offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
But the powerful Zelensky then regained control of the situation with his expert negotiation tactics of insulting the vice president and then being put in his place by the president.
Please, you see that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can.
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No, you've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this.
With the Trump administration on the ropes in a clear act of desperation, J.D. Vance then said this.
Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems.
All lies. Zelensky enforcing conscripts to the front lines. That would basically mean kidnapping citizens and forcing them to go fight / definitely die on the front lines. And as you can see from this footage, that couldn't be further from the truth. And for further proof, take a look at this Ukrainian man the moment he was gladly enlisting in the Ukraine army.
Oh, his poor
They're all
puppy.
happy to do it. Now, here's Zelensky sitting on his booster seat, putting Trump in checkmate.
I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards.
Apparently, Trump was so humiliated by Zelensky's big win of getting no deal
What's up,
and no
HT?
more funding
You
from the
doing?
U.S.
You run
that he
away.
canceled lunch with the Ukrainian trust fund kid. And you can see here Zelensky leaving the White House. Now, we have reports that Trump had to pay for Zelensky's Uber because he couldn't do it for himself. Since the meeting, Zelensky has made big strides with his desires for peace by stating that the end of the war is far, far away. In other news, Republicans are shaking in their boots as Tampon Tim is considering a 2028 presidential run. If J.D. Vance may be the Republican frontrunner, last year's VP debate may be a preview of what's to come, which will probably be a bloodbath, as Tim will most likely be menstruating at the time. Let's check in with Tim Waltz's voting base.
Day 61 of being a girl, and we are in fact...
I see good things ahead for Tim Waltz. And in other news, a study concludes that 50% of liberal white women under 30 have a mental health issue. That doesn't seem true, right? White liberal women?
I would think the number would be higher.
Yep, definitely not a single mental health issue amongst them. Now, let's take a look at our news segment. That's not racist, that's a Democrat. Today featuring Democrat Congresswoman Pamela Jayapal.
Immigrants are us. Immigrants are us, and we all deserve respect and dignity. If you look at the food that's on your
Someone hit her
table,
face with a
think about
shovel.
who picked it.
I was gonna say she
That's
looks like
pretty
she got hit
good.
with a frying
May
pan,
we
but she kinda
remind
looks
you
like
that's
Miss
not
Potato
racist.
Head.
That's a Democrat. That's it for today's news. We'll continue to stand for peace in the Ukraine by demanding that the war never ends, because that makes sense. And for the diet version of the Epstein files being released that were full of precisely zero information in them, we'd like to thank Reid Hoffman for all of his work. Good night.
I love him.
Joy Reid's final episode, If She Were Honest.
Mr. Reagan.
Oh,
Good evening. As you all know, this is my final episode, and I know you're probably cheering at the news of my firing. But here's the dirty little secret. Being a nasty, racist bitch was my fucking job. Smug? Check. Insufferable? Check. Sanctimonious? Oh, hell yes. Like a vegan at KFC. Wrong? Oh, I was all kinds of wrong. I was more wrong than a Joy Behar OnlyFans page. That was the whole
Oh,
point.
shit.
To lie, gaslight, and make you question if your own was real. But none of it worked. I tried to amplify Hillary, Biden, Kamala, but the only thing I amplified was my bank account. MSNBC paid me millions to on Whitey. And I'd do it again faster than you can say, unburdened by what has been. Look, I know you white people aren't actually evil. Hell, everything I have was given to me by white people. So why for 8 years did I tell people you're evil? Because that pays, and it pays very well. MSNBC paid me millions of dollars to brainwash gullible Americans. We have a philosophy here at MSNBC. Dumb people are going to believe somebody's bullshit, so it might as well be ours. Look, the deep state needed me. If you can divide America, you can control America. So that was my job, convincing American voters that Republicans are racist. And to convince voters that Republicans were racist, I had to be racist myself. And it's fun being a nasty racist bitch. Just hating white people for being white and getting paid for it, that shit's addictive as fuck. Racism is better than crack. Trust me, I know. Racism's the ultimate cheat code. Didn't get promoted? Racism. Unpopular on Twitter? Racism. Can't swim? Racism. It's the Swiss Army knife of excuses. So yeah, it's fun to hate you guys. But now MSNBC stopped paying, so here's the truth. Trump's fucking awesome. Trump had the balls to finally deport illegal aliens. Adios, muchachos. He's done away with the 10,000 genders bullshit. You got birthright citizenship, you got terrorists, you got the border, and Trump is in the process of turning the federal bureaucracy into a fine red mist. So I'm trading in my Trump wig for a MAGA hat and crawling over to Newsmax before those bitches from The View beat me to it. To everyone who watched me over the years, who let me into their homes night after night, who trusted me, let me just say, what the were you thinking? How could you have possibly believed any of that? Some nights they would give me the script and I'd be like, there's no way anyone's going to buy this bullshit. And yet you did. You should have listened to the MAGA people. You got played. Good night and good fucking luck.
Mr. Reagan.
That was great.
There you go.
That
All
was
right.
great.
Let's see if I got let's go about 8 more minutes. I got one more we can throw in here together. That was good, wasn't it? I hope this.
Yeah, it was. That was really good.
I hope I shouldn't have ended on that, but maybe this one.
I
will
hope
feel
she
it.
saw it. She'd be
Hello,
so
everyone.
pissed.
This is your daily dose of internet.
Estamos aquí en la lavandería porque la María ha venido a lavar un peluche.
Oh no.
Bo.
Oh, dude, there's a scratch on my car. Let me get that. All right, I think we're good. Let's go.
No. Okay. Have you been eating the bubbles?
No.
She wanted to surprise her boyfriend.
Oh my god. Oh, you're setting a standard here, Win.
Oh my god.
These people worked together to move this car that was stuck on the railroad tracks.
Oh shit.
Does anyone know
Oh,
why
shit.
dogs do this? This entire school went silent to allow this blind basketball player
Hold
to
me
make a
back,
shot.
bro. Hold me back.
Hey, come here.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh shoot.
Hey, I'm really supposed to be here.
This elephant somehow wandered into this Buddhist temple.
You guys can smell it.
Aww.
He went to go grab something outside. She thought she ordered boneless chicken nuggets, but instead she got chicken.
Man, so lucky that person didn't die right there, man. That was some
Yeah, but
serious
those
yardage
are some
going on.
That was some
Those
clean
chicken
windows.
nuggets.
No, this charge are all. Oof.
Oh my
She tried
god.
sneaking out, hoping that nobody would notice.
The hell?
I think she's stuck in the camera.
Someone turned on the wrong hose on accident. This guy somehow saved this fish's life.
Oh, you're dead, you.
Yeah, they.
Oh, it's it. Blow it into him. Come on, blow it into him. Blow it into him. Go on in it. Up and down, babe. Like that.
He said, man, I was sleeping. I feel assaulted.
On my butt, the key, stupid.
I can grab those.
This dad shaved his beard off, and his baby was confused and couldn't figure out where it went.
Oh.
He wanted to show off by waving to the crowd before finishing the race.
No. Oh no. Idiot.
Supposedly, if you give a dog an egg, they're supposed to be gentle and treat it like a baby.
Calm.
Oh! Oh no. Why would
You know, I didn't expect that to happen. I won't lie.
break?
I kind of didn't.
oh my god. Oh, see, I'd have to kill you. No. Not you, but
How does something like this even happen? Poor little guy never learned how to drink water.
Turn.
Dito.
You're spilling water. You gotta drink.
Jackson.
Just happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
I'm guessing it was his first day being a garbage man.
Oh. Oh no. That guy sucks at the claw machine.
Someone made a human heart out of Legos.
That is cool as hell. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh shit.
You good? Are you okay? For some reason, there weren't any workers in his dollar store, so a customer took over the register and started ringing customers up.
No workers, and then you have a customer that has figured out how to get into the register, and a customer is actually ringing customers up. Yep.
Oh damn. Oh. I make that same noise.
Nice. Nope.
Some
Do I
people
come
don't
to your
want
house
help
and fuck
and
you?
choose to be a victim.
Oh. Tito.
She was upset because he kept slurping the soup.
Uh-oh.
How does something like this even happen?
How'd my mother get there?
Ooh.
What the hell?
Put that hot pan down on his phone.
Oh no.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Oh shit.
His neighbor was gone for a while, so he went to go check on their mail.
Yep, nope.
I can't believe this actually
Never get
kinda
mail
worked.
again. Nope.
Nope. Did you know you could do this?
Did I know? Yeah. What the
I've seen
hell?
this guy's videos before.
That is the end of this video. Hopefully this video made your day just a little better. And I'll see you guys again
That
very
was
soon. Later.
Later. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. That was fun.
AOC as a horse. Fucking funny.
Yep. Be a horse going to jail soon, I hope. Right?
God, I hope. I hope.
We can all hope. Maybe that's the perp block we'll get. We'll get the ones we deserve.
MJ can't remember something. You probably know it. Can't remember the band's name. They sang "Turn Me Loose."
Oh, it's a Canadian band. I know that because it was one of the songs that was in Viva Fry's Permanent Vacation, which everybody should watch. If you haven't watched that, you should watch it. Viva called it an
Loverboy?
instant classic. It was Loverboy, yeah. I
There
remember
you go.
that one because that one was one of the ones that took the longest to get the copyright claim off of.
Of course.
So that Viva, that just putting together the documentary known as Viva Fry's Permanent Vacation was grueling because I was using keyframing that didn't have refacing back then, or so it would have been a little bit different. But it probably saved me in a lot of ways from maybe copyrights. I don't know, but the soundtrack has all Canadian bands. I think I'll use I don't know. I can't remember 70. The different songs. There's songs all the way through it. It's all Canadian bands because it's about him leaving Canada to move to Florida. It's a great documentary. You should watch it. And not only that, but the extra work after it was published and became a hit, an internet sensation, is that I had to go through an uncopyright claim about 30 things.
Oh, Jesus.
All the way up. Hey, Gums Bar, how you doing? Coming in, waving his hand. It's either that or he's using one of those shake weights. I can't figure it out, but there he is.
Shake weighty.
Oh no. See, that's the one thing in Snipe is I learned there are a lot of great Canadian bands just from doing an all Canadian soundtrack. I mean, they're more than you'd realize. Like, I definitely watched that. It's not that long. It's only like 20 minutes, but it's a musical escapade from the Canadian border all the way down to Florida, told in Viva Fry's own words. Again, he called it an instant classic. I mean, he doesn't hand out that kind of compliment very easily. You know, he said it was some of the greatest work he's ever seen, and that everybody should go watch it. That's what he said. So if you love Viva Fry, you love America, or you love Canada, you should watch it. You should absolutely watch it. It's got all kinds of great things in it. Can someone throw the link out to that so people can find it? Oh, there it is. Look, it's already there.
Oh,
no, wait,
you
no,
go.
not the channel Viva Fry, the actual video. I know that's when you got to kind of keep on a notepad, because I'll bring it up every now and then, but then why bring it up? People can't find it, right? It's buried. It's a couple years old. It's really like right before it. See this guy Grimsbar right here. This guy. He is the one. It's his fault that I do all the refacing. Honestly, he was the first one to come in and show it to me, and then I just went crazy from there.
There you go.
It was right after I put out Viva Fry's Permanent Vacation that we found the refix stuff and started doing that. Of course, he went crazy in his own way doing it. So, but yeah, if you like Viva, you need to know this story, this important history. It's important history and a little bit of foreshadowing. And needless to say, I think that almost all the predictions have come true. But what? Oh, there it is. Okay. Permanent Viva Fry's Permanent Vacation.
Yeah, I put them out.
Yep, there it is. Bing, bang, boom, bing, bang. Yeah. You will have it's an excellent ride. There's also like a trailer. There's some clip parts in it. I put out additional things to highlight its excellence. But either way,
somebody should go through all your old videos, all your old refacings. They're hilarious. So many LawTube personalities star in them. You'd love them.
I handed out the LawTube was getting weird playlist the other night. That all those videos are unlisted, but the playlist is still there. So if you go to the playlist, you can find them, but otherwise they're unlisted. So just because moving along kind of thing. And the whole thing where, LawTube fell apart.
As predicted.
Ate itself alive. All that stuff.
That was the prediction.
Was he? Yeah, he was banned. I don't know if he ever got back on. I don't think he did. That's where I originally listened to him, I guess. Was on YouTube channel. Refacing was fun back in the day. Why are you talking about it? Just tuned in. Why? Because I was talking about Viva Fry's Permanent Vacation. Remember that masterpiece I did? And all the music that was in it. But right after that, I was saying it wasn't refaced, it was keyframed. But right after that, refacing became popular, and that you were the guy who turned me on to refacing. I mean, I probably would have found it my own, but I give credit where credit's due. That's the way we do it. That's the way we do it around here.
Yep.
Grim started doing it, I started doing it, and then we did it. We had our own styles. That's the way it was. What are you talking about?
Very first
Thomas?
olive branch you ever get.
You're in your own world right now. We're talking about Viva Fry's Permanent Vacation. I made it 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago.
No,
Coming
he's
up on
talking
three-
about the Alex Jones thing.
What, with Greer? That was embarrassing. Just shows, man, the grift is real. That I mean, he literally had Stephen Greer on and take him seriously. I mean, it. Oh my God. Oh, it's gonna be a good look. It's like, seriously, man. It's like, what
Did
else?
he have a zebra alert?
He could have full scale, full code zebra alert. Most definitely zebra alert. Yeah, that was not a good look. Of course, I mean, when everything's a CIA inside job, no matter what it is, the mail is late, right? It doesn't do good for your credibility. I like Alex, but do make him put a platforming grifters? It's a bad idea. That's all I gotta say. It's a bad
Especially
idea.
with what he's been through. Jesus, you think he'd learn his lesson?
I mean, it just shows you either you don't know or you don't care, and that's two bad things. You don't do your research. You don't look into the people you have. You think Wolfgang Halbert would have taught you a lesson or two about looking into your goddamn guests, right? But nope. I mean, but you take Stephen Greer seriously? I mean, he has to do it for money. It has to be for money now. I'm convinced. There's no way anybody can be that dense.
Because he's got none. For him, I guess.
I like him. I'm sure he's a great guy. I think he has a good heart. But then when he uses a fucking mega platform to platform grifters and pass bad ideas that aren't researched, it gets me a little upset. It gets me a little perturbed at him. I know that he can do better, and I just wish he would. You don't need to do that to be popular, but for some reason he's stuck in the past. I don't get it. Some things he's really good at. That's why I call him 50% Alex. 50% there, 50% not there. And that sucks. Because if I had that kind of reach, we'd all be on, we'd all be beating the crap out of Marxism to the point where it would cease to exist on Earth. And that would solve a lot of problems. That and a few other things. Right? But what we wouldn't, and grifters too, man. What we wouldn't be doing is manipulating people to, or allowing people to be manipulated or platform manipulators. That wouldn't be happening. No. Not at all. Not at all. I don't know. But yeah, that Greer thing was Madcore sent me a clip of like that and said, "What the hell?" I was like, "Man, that's such a bad look. Why would you put Greer on?" And Greer's like, "I was on InfoWars. Yes, it's definitely not. I'm legit now, right?" Oh yeah, he's legit. He was on InfoWars, guys. It's like, fuck, man. Out there, all that work to try to get people to realize what a piece of garbage that guy is and how much he's lying. And he gets platformed on a place where people are like, "Oh, well, that gives him legitimacy now." Speaking of old content, I got a community guideline strike last week. Bullying and online harassment in a video where I showed Fluffer Boy and cause blow up in their case in Vietnam. What? Who's Fluffer Boy? I showed Fluffer Boy and cause blow up their case in Vietnam.
I don't know who that is.
And Claws blowing up their case in Vietnam. Who's that?
I have no idea what that's about.
I did do Greer like
that's what made me laugh. That's what made me laugh. Klaus? Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Liquid candy.
Fluffer Boy being Rittenhouse. How did you get bullying online harassment over who? Who are you harassing?
I mean, what did you say? That
harassing
they were
Binger? Oh yeah, never mind. They don't tell you who you're harassing when you get one of these charges. They don't tell you who it is. You could ask all day long, they won't tell you. They won't tell you. I know.
Unbelievable.
I got one for that Epstein episode I did like a long time ago. It's so long, it got taken down. There was nothing wrong with that. I wasn't harassing anybody in it and anywhere. It was complete bullshit.
Not the one that I was reading the deposition, was it?
Well, what was the video? I mean, you usually make music videos or refacing. What is it? Or like some kind of like parody.
He said it had to be old.
Huh.
Like how old? What are they going through? Like 2-year-old stuff? Because Rittenhouse was 3 years ago or more.
I kind of remember the one he's talking about.
Rittenhouse was like 2021, wasn't it? 2021, 2022.
Was it like, did it have Ricada in it?
And then we rolled over into Johnny Depp. That's how I remember that going.
Yeah, there was a guy, Tim Pool said any mention in the videos and posts would get taken down over Trump accusations or some such.
I remember that.
Which one? Bigger? It was the Full Metal Jacket scene. One guy. He was mentioning it last night or the other day. I had no idea when they stopped the boycotts. The guy who Rittenhouse room temperature did die in the scene. Okay.
Huh.
That is really strange. I mean, out of the blue. I hate it when they do that. Oh, it's been out there forever. So what are you doing? You know? Oh, we're just getting around to it. You guys aren't getting any better. You ain't getting any better. And what you're going to do is get a class action lawsuit. It's going to shut you down forever. Because when the levee breaks, there's going to be a lot of people lining up to get a piece, man. I'm one of them. Tell you that. Definitely taking down my shit where it didn't deserve to be taken down. You've made shit up. You don't give clear answers. We deserve clear, definitive proof and evidence when you take something down. Like, what exactly was it? Oh no, here's a general thing, and here's your punishment, and you're never gonna get it back. I mean, I lost
that should be standard.
Almost 500,000 view video that was up for a year and a half out of the blue because it changed terms of service. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, 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 boy. Yep. I don't know. If you want to know, YouTube is the dark. I don't know. Is it? Hopefully, it gets cut off by USAID. We'll cut that money off.
If y'all think you were disappointed by the Epstein files, if you expect YouTube to change, you're going to be in for a bigger disappointment.
Yeah, they always believe the accuser. I can't believe I actually won an appeal because I was like, well, if I don't win the appeal, it'd be useless anyway. So I'll take a potential takedown and strike or whatever. I got time, and I actually won it. I won the appeal. It was against News Nation for my live coverage of Jake the Barber's big egg reveal. And it wasn't even good. It wasn't even good coverage at all. It was like me watching another guy watch it. It wasn't good at all. It was fully transformed. It was not a substitute for the original whatsoever. But I actually won the appeal.
Awesome.
That was the first time ever. Yeah. So it just now stays in the collection.
Your appeals process has gotten better, though. It used to be after every one of your shows, I knew not to bother you for like 15 minutes because you were automatically putting in your.
That was the old winning Saturday night, because no matter how much I transform that freaking can't get you out of my head video with AI, they still would ding me for it. I mean, that was the most transformed video.
It really was
on the freaking internet. I mean, every scene was transformed, and they still would this go with the other one blocked everywhere. So they blocked the whole show over the first 20 seconds or so of the show, however long that was intro was at the time. I don't got that problem now. I just got to share it with the guy who does like because I just repeat it over and over again, so he gets the shared revenue. Enjoy your nickels and dimes. Actually, no, enjoy your pennies. Yeah, death threats, I guess. I don't know. It blows my mind. No pun intended. That they would defend a dead shitbag. Yeah, I know. They like to defend dead shitbags. They really do. I mean, Epstein was another one. Like, what are you guys doing? I mean, you can just let it go. No one would ever say a fucking word. And yet you pull that up like, oh, no, here we are. We're the heroes. We're here to save you. Right? Nope. You're here to make an ass out of yourself. And that sucks. Because you could be so much better. And you should. And you got an easy way out right now. Everything's changing. Don't stay stuck in the past. Don't stay in douchebaggery. Base out, man. Base out. I can name over half a dozen off the top of my head. Half a dozen what?
Dead shitbags that they defend? Me too.
Oh, yeah. Right. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. The last time I will tell you and remind you to listen to the Wolf. He knows what he's talking about because we are getting ready to get on and getting. Yeah, it's about that time. And
giddy up.
No, we're enjoying going through this. Here's another one I had to appeal, but the last song, because it was a freaking John Popper bullshit. But I was like, man, it's like live from like 20 years ago, 10 years. Wait, hold on, 99. So yeah, 26 years ago. A lot. You really couldn't try to hit me for copyrights on a produced. You guys were covering at a live show 26 years ago. Seriously?
Fuck out of here.
What the hell? Yeah, that's a good reminder. Thank you, Worms Bar.
I totally didn't read that the way the first time. Just saying.
Clocks forward. Set your clocks forward. It's getting ready to get all kinds of crazy in here. You're getting ready to lose an hour. They said they were going to get rid of daylight savings time, and then Trump the other day said it was a 50-50 thing, right?
Because a lot of people are so torn on it.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be light later because when you get out of work, you want to do stuff. If it's dark, you're already like not motivated to do anything. Like
there's that.
After school, after work, if you have more light, you have more time to do family stuff, fun stuff together. You know, yard work, whatever you need to do. It makes the weekends not as hectic.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I like to sleep in the morning. Sunshine.
Yeah, exactly. You need to sleep in.
Late sunsets. I love sunsets. I don't mind sunrises. They're beautiful, but I have to be awake for them, so I miss them. It's like, what's the point? What's the point? I'll settle for sunsets. They're just as nice. I love red. People have Stockholm syndrome over daylight savings time. I mean, Stockholm syndrome? I mean, I'm sure they're a little delusional, but that's about it.
Make sure my redirect is still in play. Let's see.
Well, Heidi is heading over.
Okay.
To Shenny's.
Right. That's where we're gonna go. Is I over her redirect. So we're doing a redirect to Shenny's. So all right. Split the difference. Let's call it a day. Yeah, let's call it a day. Guys, I'd like to thank you so much for coming out tonight. And we're gonna split the difference right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out one day, guys. We'll get it one day. You're gonna go over to Cinegram. There's nothing going on Rumble, so you guys will just spin around in circles. But on our way out, we're gonna enjoy some more of this Frog Wings, Jimmy Herring, Derek Trucks, Butch Trucks, John Popper, O'Til Burbridge, John Quintones, and I feel like I'm missing somebody here. Who's the drummer? Oh no, Butch. All right, now we're good. All right, Kofi. God, rest in peace, Kofi Burbridge. Okay. But anyways, here we go.
Can't hear you.
7:30 p.m. Eastern for Unrig the Game. We'll be listening to more of The Warren Warriors by Pete Hegseth. Shelly will have shows next week starting Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Make sure you tune in. And we will catch you soon. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. Hope you have a great weekend. And until next time, everybody stay based and keep on winning.
Mwah. Love you.
This is a friendship battle now.